Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nightcap for, what is it, June 28th, 2021. Alive, back at it again. Oh, yeah, another wonderful Monday night. What's going on, Prophet? I'm just talking to you. Just talking to you while I was on the toilet. Full disclosure. I was pooping. I was fucking pooping, dude. Had that cell phone out. Typing away. So yeah. Anyways, you can't see it because of this nice vintage black and white filter, but I went out and got some sun, boys. Went out and lived a life like a real human being. Prophet says, not gonna lie, I'm shitting right now. As it should be. That's the perfect place to watch Nightcap. In secret. On the toilet. It's a dirty thing. It's like masturbating. You can't let your family know. Honestly, I should probably move this whole operation into the bathroom. If I'm for real, I should. It's where it belongs. So what are we gonna get up to tonight? We're gonna get up into we've talked about transgender people, we talked about gay pedophiles this month. How are we going to close out the month? Well, let's talk about transracialism. Rachel Dolezal, Sean King, Talcum X, as he's known on the streets, as he's known in the hood. Probably be talking about that stuff. This came across my my purview. Actually, got a note dropped to me by good old Maverick Buckley, dedicated Zoobox listener, and he was just like, "Hey, did you see this?" And I had. It's this guy called Ollie London. He's a UK influencer, like TikTok, Instagram. They got a brand. Yes, there you go, Prophet. Yeah, bring up the Korean guy. There's a few of them. It's white people always go in the other direction. I have yet to find. I was looking for it too. In my deep research about 45 minutes ago, I was like, there's got to be, other than like Michael Jackson, people going the other way, like bleaching their skin and stuff. Although that would be the thing to look up, though, I suppose, right? People that bleach their skin. So maybe I gotta put something else into the search bar there to find that. But yeah, it's a thing. It's been around for a while. I found that transracialism is actually a term that was originally applied to people that would adopt kids of another race. So like if you were like a black kid and you were adopted by a white family, they would consider that to some degree like transracialism. So that's where it comes from. And then, people being industrious, forward thinking, they took the ball and they ran with it. They said, oh no, this is not just some sort of meta idea. We're literally going to be doing this. So yeah, we'll hop into this Ollie London person's stuff. I have their YouTube page pulled up here. Let's just check it out together. Let's see what they got. So look at all this wonderful stuff we could be watching. Being Korean. I'm non-binary Korean. Of course you are. Of course you are. This person is also a musician. Ollie London diss track. That's how they label all of their songs. Ollie London diss track. Is that a Trump hat? Or is it like one of those parody Trump hats? I don't know. Maybe we should look. But Asian Lives Matter. I've been canceled. Jeez. Ollie London Last Christmas. Let's try to find something before the change. Before the turn. Bring British East Asian. Thank you to my fans. Of course, you got to thank the fans. Oh, yeah. What's up? Thanks for the diamond, Prophet. I'm pro ko-rean. Let's see. Dead air. Yeah, so let's just pick a random one. Ollie London, my Dr. Phil story. He was on Dr. Phil, apparently. Oh, I'm sorry, they. I don't want to be accused of anything. Let's just jump into one of the more recent ones. Being Korean. I'm non-binary Korean. They have a mask on. Exciting. Exciting stuff. Caucasian to Asian. Oh, a Truly video. Oh, we love Truly over here on NIGHTCAP. A lot of content on Truly. They do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's not really a good thing, honestly, though, because they're all the same. Like, they get boring.
Hi guys, so I'm here today to address something that's happening right now on Twitter, and it's really not right. So I want to put it right. I want to speak up. I want to speak up against woke culture. I want to speak up out against, woke people, because this is not right. This behavior is like literally out of control. Like, these woke people are literally like animals on Twitter. It's so crazy. So where do I start? Okay, so like a few days ago, I came out as non-binary, which was a very, very difficult decision because...
Oh yeah, totally difficult decision to say that you don't declare anything. It's like the new rash of bisexual people coming out, like acting like there's some sort of aggrieved class. I see it all the time now. Back in my day, if you were bisexual, you're probably a teenage girl, and you were probably, you kissed a girl one time. Maybe you got finger banged. That was about the extent of it.
Unfortunately, it shouldn't be normal, but unfortunately, I'm so used to, having hate and having people bully me online and stuff. So I knew it would be quite a difficult thing for me to share, and it came from my heart, and it was very, very difficult. But, I haven't felt like boy, girl for a few years, actually. I felt very in between. I've been very, very confused with how I identify. So,
see, this is pretty woke. You wouldn't consider yourself part of the woke community, Ollie? It's got to be because of the, obviously the transracial thing is what people go after Ollie for. So he's going to project that onto this other kind of innocuous whatever thing. He's going to tie it into that. It's all going to be part and parcel, rather than just being like, no, people think it's weird that you're getting plastic surgery to look Korean. Woke or not, I'm sure there's a lot of people doing that. I have a feeling it's not just woke people. Although, we're going to look at some other videos I got pulled up too, like what is the difference between transracial and transgender? Is there a difference? Like, if it's all in the mind's eye about declaration of your identity, you just kind of get to determine it based on how you feel inside. What is the difference? I didn't watch the videos. We're going to experience it together, but we will be getting into that at some point tonight.
It was about time that I shared it with the world, but it was, it's something that I'd processed in my head for a long time because I've been very confused about who I am, how I identify. As you guys know, I have done a lot of changes myself, and, I do that because it makes me happy. It's how I identify, how I feel. And I believe that people should always be respectful of what other people do. But anyway, so I came out as non-binary, which was, as I said, is a very big deal. For those of you that may have come out before, if you're non-binary or LGBT, it's actually a really difficult thing to be able to share because it's very emotional. You're always going to get those negative reactions, whether you come out as gay, bisexual, trans. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to come out and just reveal who you are and to share that with others.
Not a single human being on the planet gives a fuck if you're non-binary. It's something they say, oh, okay. And then you just go on about your day. Sissy, hey, what's up? I'm going to butcher this name. Sissy Kadiri. Kidiyari. Welcome.
Other people, because it gives you that confidence. It makes you feel good. You can finally feel accepted by other people. So, I felt like it was Pride Month. I'm also in the middle of a transition at the moment. So I felt like it was the right time for me to share that information.
What transition, Invisible Man?
But, sadly, I've been receiving an enormous amount of abuse. And it's so sad that I have to deal with this on a daily basis. I get online trolls. They love to target me just because I'm different, because I don't look normal or whatever. They like to make a joke about me, which is not cool. But, I'm a strong person. So
not
I'm like,
fucking
okay,
cool,
I can
guys.
deal with that. But this was literally the worst, coming out as non-binary, because I wanted to do it because it's pride.
Non-binary was worse than coming out as transracial? As a trans Korean person? That was worse? I don't know. Maybe I live in a fucking bubble. Maybe I'm really out of touch. I'm 34, but I could be like 65. I could be. That's what's inside my heart.
Because there are so many young people in the world that look up to me, that need someone that identifies the way they do, that needs someone that's strong, that needs someone that says, okay, I'm actually non-binary and it's okay to be who you want to be. But, and I wanted to do that for all of the young people that do follow me, that do watch all my content and stuff, just to show them that whoever you are, however you identify.
Somewhere David Bowie is just like wandering around confused. He's just wandering around confused. David Bowie, because we used to just call it androgynous, which is probably the correct word. Because it is a specific category. It's like a specific term. All this other shit, like breaking it down into the minutia like this, just kind of superfluous. It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter if you identify as whatever. If you identify as a potato, you identify as a Smurf, you identify as a Disney prince or a Disney prince. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how you identify. We are all entitled to identify in different ways. So whether you identify as a rabbit, whether you identify as a cat, a dog, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that we as human beings, we live, most of us, not everyone, but we live in democratic countries where we are allowed to express ourselves. I really believe in freedom of speech, and we are all individually allowed to express ourselves. People might not always agree, but...
Yeah, but that's the point, right? Like, that's the whole point about the trolls, the bullies, whatever. Everybody gets to have an opinion and freely express that opinion. Now, if you want to be a high-profile person, you're just going to have a lot more eyes on you. It's going to be a lot more controversy, a lot more slings and arrows. So you got to be a hero, Ollie. You got to weather the storm for all the other non-binary people that just need that push, need that courage, need that representation. Do it for all of us, Ollie. We need you. You're our only hope.
At the end of the day, you have to respect other people on how they live their life. So this was very hard for me. So I shared this.
I assume Ollie's wearing the mask because of the surgery, but even here, having a hard time breathing. Like, he's not ready for his big reveal. Having a hard time breathing. Hard time getting this information out to the population, to the populace, to the people.
Listen, the amount of abuse I've received because I shared the Korean LGBT flag, which is an official flag, by the way. People are saying, oh, he disrespected the Korean flag. This isn't disrespect at all. This is actually the LGBT Korean flag, the official flag that all of the LGBT organizations, the people of Korea, use. So let me just clear that one up first. Secondly, people that are saying that are disguising their homophobia. They're disguising their non-binary phobia by saying that, guys. So these people trolling me.
Imagine saying the words non-binary phobic unironically. Imagine it. Can you even imagine? If you hadn't just seen it, could you have even dreamt it? Doubtful.
Me for this. They're actually homophobic. They're actually anti-LGBT. So shame on them. They're trying to disguise it.
What the fuck does non-binary have to do with homosexuality then? See, they just like everything is just one monolith. They just lump everything together to try to cram it down your throat and be like, it's all the same. It's all of equal value. Hard disagree, guys. Hard disagree.
In a way that other people might not see. But these people are actually anti-LGBT because the Korean LGBT community, this is their flag, but also they have quite a difficult time because it's very hard for them to be open in Korea. Very, very hard. I've lived in Korea. I know so much about the culture. It's actually very hard for them. So I thought, by sharing that, it would help, motivate and inspire these amazing Korean people that do identify as LGBT, whether they're gay, lesbian, bi, trans, non-binary, question mark, however they identify.
Maps, anything.
I thought, this is going to help them find some strength, because Korea is still quite a conservative country. When you've lived there, when you've seen it, it's very difficult for many LGBT young people to come out, to be free, to share who they are with their family and friends. It's a really tough thing. So, you know, I want to give those people a beacon of light. I want to inspire those amazing Korean people who I love and adore so much, you know, because they have a very, very difficult time being who they are. So this is my reason for showing the flag, and I do identify as Korean. This is my choice. This is my decision. It's not hurting anyone. Woke people, this is for woke people. Woke people are always preaching about different things. You have to pull a statue down. You have to do this. You have to do that. You know, they're always preaching about something. They get offended about everything. But suddenly something is different to them. Suddenly something that's not in their rule book, that is not part of their culture, whatever, they take offense to. Yet these are the same people that if you accidentally say the wrong thing or do anything, they will destroy someone's career. They've done this with so many people like J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author, so many other incredible people that have given so...
Oh, shit. Got a turf stan over here from Turfistan. These people, man, it's just like they take this principle of like freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and just drive it into the fucking dirt. Because it's not the fact that, like, yeah, you're an adult, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned. It does not, like, shield you from criticism or people being like, yo, that's weird, what the fuck's that? Or making fun of you or making jokes. We need to go back to, like, a 1998 mentality. Really a high time for culture, you know? Just shit on everybody equally. Equal opportunity offense. It's important. Keeps things light. Keeps you grounded.
So much happiness to millions of people. And this is wrong. We shouldn't be cancelling people like this. We live in democracy. I certainly live in democracy. Not everybody does. But in a democracy, you can have freedom of speech. You can be who you want to be. You can identify how you want.
Not if you're from the fucking UK, buddy. And I don't want to make assumptions. But your voice is telling me you're from the UK. You do not actually have freedom of speech there. And your democracy, well, I guess that's a question. It's a form of democracy, but you guys don't have freedom of speech. People get in trouble all the time. I mean, which is what he's kind of speaking out against, I suppose, but he's like conflating it. He's like not acknowledging that, you know, the culture that he was raised in, that he's from, they oppress people all the time. Comedians. Australia's awful about this as well. Canada's awful about it. The UK's awful about it. Like trying to put people in jail for jokes or for whatever. I mean, and that's on the lighter side of things, right? They don't believe in freedom of speech or freedom of expression. And he, in some way, kind of is encompassing that duality. Like what he's expressing right now. He thinks that he does. He thinks that's normal, and he just wants to, like, don't make fun of me. That's his logline. Don't make fun of me for doing this stuff, for making these choices, I suppose. Although, is it a choice to be non-binary, guys? Is it a choice to be transracial? I think not.
And that's just how I live my life. So, to all the woke people that are trolling me, you know, you're actually hypocrites. It's hypocritical to be doing this. Hypocritical to be trolling someone. Like, get a life.
Honestly, for woke people, specifically woke people, it is hypocritical to attack somebody for being trans whatever. For those people, I suppose there is a certain amount of hypocrisy. If what defines like who you are or what you are is like your opinion of yourself, then yeah, that is hypocritical. I'm with you, Ollie. Take my hand, brother. Oh, I'm sorry. Take my hand, they. Hagbard says, I identify as a Lithuanian Toyota Tercel. Gonna run forever.
That's all I'm going to say. Get a life if you're trolling me, if you're trolling other people, because online bullying is never okay. I'm always an activist for online bullying, to try and, you know, raise awareness and help young people, but this is not okay. Doesn't matter what age the person is you're bullying is not okay, and it's actually a reflection of yourselves. So if you're online now bullying me, bullying someone else, what does that say about you? That says that you're a bad person. That says that you're insecure, you have confidence issues, you're not right in the head. That's what it says. So, you know, woke people, the only people that need to be cancelled is the woke people, because they are so dangerous to freedom of speech in society. It's literally unreal. But anyway, guys, that's how I feel. That's how I identify. I really appreciate everyone that has been there for me, and I just want to say to all of the LGBTQI plus community around the world, I love you guys so much. Never be afraid to be who you are. Never, ever, ever back down for anyone, even if someone doesn't...
Even if that means you're nothing.
...agree with the way you are, or how you feel, or who you are. Doesn't matter. Whatever's in your heart, that's the truth. So please, please stick to that, okay, guys? And I love you all so much, and big shout out to the non-binary community, and also Korea as well, because I've had many people supporting me in Korea with this. They really understand me. And it's sad because all of the people trying to cancel me are not even Korean. The Korean people actually love me. Woke brigades, that's what they are. So
remember when white people just liked anime and stuff? It was just like it was a hobby. They got into it. They'd go to conventions and dress up like their favorite anime characters. Not getting reconstructive facial surgery to make them look more like them. It was just for fun. Just something they did, something they liked. So if you really like Korean culture, that's cool. A lot of cool things about Korean culture. A lot of really cool Korean films. I really like the film scene in Korea. I guess I would call my favorite directors: Chan-wook Park, The Vengeance Trilogy, Old Boy, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Lady Vengeance. Excellent films.
Just saying that, not everyone, of course, I don't like to stereotype, but I'm just saying, like, the actual people that get offended by me are the woke brigade. They're not actual Koreans. Koreans love me. So anyway, guys, happy Pride Month, and thank you so much to everyone for listening. I really do appreciate that. And just want to say to everyone that's watching this video, always be yourself. Always love who you are. Don't be afraid to share that. Even though you get these woke people attacking you online, don't be afraid of that, guys. Okay? And as you can see, I'm a bit covered up at the moment. I am actually transitioning, and more will be revealed in the next few days. But I just want to say I love you guys, and thank you to everyone for your...
How the hell are you going to love somebody else if you can't love yourself? Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen, brothers and sisters? Boy. Boy, oh boy. That's a mess. Let's see what else this person's got. Maybe we'll listen to one of their songs. First, we're going to look at being Korean. Being Korean. This is the most recent video, 2 days ago. 62K views. Almost Zoobox numbers. Almost. Thank you, Hagbird. Solidarity, brother. Solidarity. Yeah. Getting lost in these smooth synth beats. Thanks to White Bat Audio for creating royalty-free, no copyright. Go check out their YouTube channel.
Hey guys, I just want to take this chance to, come out today. Something that's been on my mind for a long time, and I've been very confused about how I identify. I've been very, very confused, and I've seen a lot of other people online that have
just made a video saying that you were a stalwart, that you knew that this is the way it was, and people should leave you alone. This is like a couple days apart. Very confused all of a sudden. Interesting. Not really.
Have come out and been very brave about it and shared their story about how they identify, their gender, their pronouns, etc. So, I've taken courage from these.
A lot of concealer on here. This is a very shiny face. Bright and shiny.
It's incredibly brave people, and it is Pride Month at the moment, so I thought this was the best time to do it. and add a voice, add strength to the LGBTQ+I community. So I am going to come out today and say that I've been transitioning. I've been very unhappy with who I am deep down for the last 8 years, and I've had like 18 plastic surgeries now, and I've just had a facelift, a brow lift, a temple lift, an eye surgery, a canthoplasty, and my teeth done as well.
Yes, Hagbard. Bubble Boy is an underrated movie. Underrated. It should be a cult classic. It did have a small cult for a while, but I haven't heard about it in a while. It's a good movie. It's funny. Jake Gyllenhaal.
These are just part of my transition. I'm feeling really good. For the first time in my life, I feel beautiful. I'm looking in the mirror and I love the way I look and feel happy. And I hope people can respect my decision. It's a very tough decision to come out this way. But I am coming out as non-binary. I don't feel I identify as male or female. I just feel like I'm just in the middle.
This is like a narcissist, like a sociopath. A couple days ago, same video, same things. Saying the same shit. How many times can you come out as something? I say once. I say you do it one time and you've done it. It's over. On to the next thing.
And my pronouns are they, them, Korean, Jimin, because I know a lot of people don't understand me, but I do identify as Korean, and I do look Korean now. I do feel Korean. I don't identify as British, so please don't refer to me, any media or anyone online, as British, because I identify as Korean. That's just my culture. That's my home country. That's exactly how I look now.
Now, Ollie said that they had spent a lot of time in Korea. Now, was Ollie born in Korea? I mean, that's not what they had said before. They said they spent a lot of time there. It's not your home country then. Even if you were to go through all this nonsense, all this whatever, you don't just get to decide like, wow, that's my home country. That's where I'm from. Like how deep does the delusion go? All the way to the bottom, I guess. All the way to the fucking bottom floor. They hit lobby in the elevator.
And I also identify as Jimin. That's my Korean name. But not only that, I know it's a little bit confusing for some people. Nobody's ever come out as Jimin or Korean. But this is something that you guys know if you've followed my journey for the last 8 years. I've really struggled with identity issues, with who I am.
Oh, you think so? Whoa. Didn't see that coming.
With who I am. It's a very tough one. So I've finally had the courage. I've undergone my racial, can't think of the word, transitional surgery. I've transitioned to a non-binary person, they, them, Korean, Jimin, and I finally have the Korean look, so I'm actually really happy. But I just want to say to people, I get so many cool comments on.
Do you think like Korean people watch this? Like, what the fuck? This is not what a Korean person looks like. Hagbard says he was digging to China in his backyard and made a wrong turn and wound up in Korea. I think so. Saw Neon Genesis Evangelion as a young man and he was like, what is this? Let's go there. Then he went to the wrong place because he's racist. He's racist.
I just want people to be able to respect my decision and don't be, non-binary phobic or anything. Just please respect that this is how I feel. This is a very personal decision. And I've been inspired by the courage of other people, other young people that have come out as non-binary or come out in a different way. And that's...
Like, he keeps skirting around the trans Korean thing and just conflates it with the trans-binary thing. Really inspired by their courage. How many people are coming out as transracial? Like, it's probably a pretty small number of people. It's out there, trust me. There's plenty of people. White people be crazy. White, like a crack-a-do.
That's really kind of given me the courage because I think if they can do it, so can I. So as it's Pride Month, I just wanted to put this out there. I've been very trapped in my body for so long and, I identify with the Korean culture. I've lived in Korea. I speak the language. I have the Korean look now. I look completely Korean.
Back in the day, like you were into like Korean culture, Chinese culture, Japanese culture. You would just go there and enjoy it. Like, there's plenty of movies about this. Like The Last Samurai, something like that, I guess. Or, movies where people go become Buddhists. They have to suffer the slings and arrows. Like, come on, guy. Come on, Ollie.
If you didn't know who I was, you would just think I was a Korean person.
No, I would not. I would think you're a person who's had a lot of plastic surgery. Hagbert says, send him to Best Korea and see what Kim has to say. Prophet says, white people aren't crazy. This is just what happens when people are told their true identity is evil. Yeah, I guess to a certain extent. I don't know if this even factors into Ollie here. I feel like this is like such an intense version of dysmorphia of a certain kind. I don't deny that people may feel that way. What I'm saying is that that's like mental illness, and it probably shouldn't be encouraged. It probably shouldn't be something that people are just like, yeah, just do it. Just fucking hack up your face and whatever. In the same way I feel about, transgender people. Like, not everybody actually suffers from that in the same way, to the same degree. And you just ruin people's fucking lives. Just ruin their fucking lives. This is a little less ruinous because this is just vanity. This is so superficial. The idea that you could just get plastic surgery to look like a different ethnicity, and then you are that ethnicity. You get to claim it. Very bizarre. Very bizarre.
Not a man or a woman, just a person. And, people might think, I'm such a joke. But you know what, guys? You don't understand. If you're trapped in the wrong body your whole life, like, you don't understand. I haven't been trapped in this body my whole life, but it's been the last 8 years. And it's been very tough. I've been very confused. And I've had so many people online bully me about my looks, my love of Jimin, my love of Korea. And people just don't get it. And no one's done this before. But I just want to take the brave step to do this, because I'm sure there's many other young people out there that do identify as Korean or maybe as Japanese, and they don't have the strength or courage, or they don't know the words how to express this. And it's a very, very tough thing. And I don't want to receive any backlash for this, because this is a very personal thing to share. You guys, like, people online, like YouTubers, they always say, he does things.
I feel like anybody that's transracial has probably been on a news program at some point. All 10 of them. I don't know how many people in private are doing this, because part of it seems like kind of a show, right? Like, it's part of it's for attention to a certain degree. Like, this is just feeds into like this influencer mindset pathology. It's not really about like, this is just an extreme form of attention getting to me, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just a bigot. Don't understand this guy. I don't get it.
Attention, like, nobody would do this for attention. Nobody would go through this.
There you go.
Pain, this much suffering. I've had 18 surgeries.
Yes, they would. They 100% would go through all of that for attention. People are fucking crazy. And if you're crazy enough to feel like this is actually a solution to your problem, then yes, I 100% believe that you would do it for attention. You would go through all of that bullshit.
In total for the last 8 years. Nobody would do that to themselves for attention. Like, I'm doing this because it's how I identify, it's how I feel. So I just want people to please be respectful in the comments. Please be respectful online. As I said, I'm non-binary now, so I can be addressed as they, them, Korean, or Jimin. So they/them/Jimin/Korean, or ko/Ian, Korean. That's how I identify. People might not get it. It's a new concept, whatever. This is how I feel, so please be respectful of my pronouns.
Well, at least they've adopted like this separate identity. See, when Prophet had sent me that sweet diamond, I did not I didn't even know. I'm not even that plugged in because he wrote ko-rean. See, I didn't even know. Just completely ignorant of the fact that that is a thing.
Of my gender identification, and
Oh my
I just
God.
want to say I hope this video might encourage other young people that have been really struggling with who they are. You know, always do what makes you happy in life.
Yeah, it's great that you're encouraging other people that have mental illness to just embrace it and just fucking go for it and not seek professional help or learn coping skills or anything like that. Yeah, why do any of that?
This is my message. This is my motto. Be who you want to be. You know, love who you want to love. Be what gender you want to be. Be what person you want to be. You know.
Even be a ko-rean.
I support all the LGBTQI plus community and all the people that identify in different ways. I think it's a very beautiful thing that, you know, in 2021 we can all have these different identities and we can love different people freely. But it's not the same in every country. So I just want to say some of my fans are really...
Prophet says, wait, I didn't know that either. That's just how my grandpa pronounced it when he came back from the war. Korea. Yeah. I guess you just accidentally got yourself there. The truth truly is stranger than fiction.
In countries where it's not possible to come out as non-binary or to be themselves. And I just want to say, please have strength, please have courage. One day your time will come, you'll be able to freely express yourself, and I will always try my best to give you guys a voice, give you guys a platform, and be a champion for the non-binary community. So I just wanted to put that out there, guys. Like, I've done a lot of surgeries now. You know, I'm really loving the results already, but I just wanted to put that out there that I now identify as non-binary, and I really appreciate all of the fans and everyone that supports me with this, and I hope that, you know, I can be an inspiration to others. So thank you so much, guys. I love you all, and thank you to everyone's support. I really appreciate it.
What a magical story. What a magical set of circumstances, everyone. All right, well, let's check out one more Ollie London here. They do music videos? Let's see. New single announcement. Ollie London singing for Turkish superstar Seda Sayan. Ollie London, BTS Butter reaction. Ollie London, diss track. That's the one. Diss track away.
I'm the king of K-pop, the king of K-pop. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All eyes on Ollie in the club. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All eyes on Ollie in the club. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Ollie air, Ollie air, Ollie air.
Hey bitches, I'm coming for you. Yes,
This is like like taking like a RuPaul type of track and just fucking blowing it up to 1 million.
bitch.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Ollie air.
Culture, people, ponies.
Lisa, you can please her. She'll never crack a smile. Priscilla, she Godzilla. Her face is full of filler. She's like such a whack job. Stop hating on me, girl. You know, you make me hoe. Clyde, I gotta hide. You like crazy, so
You know, I got a green screen too. I gotta fucking up my game.
obsessed with me. I ain't gonna let it slide, boy. You throw it hella shade at me. Catchy, they patchy. Fakest girls in town. Nicole thinks she's something, but she's the fakest one around, bitch. What you gonna do? Screaming.
Wait, what did that say? Make Korea booze great again. Korea booze. I mean, that's got to be a thing. You got weeaboos, Korea booze, sure, okay. Why can't you just be a Korea boo then? Why do you have to actually be Korean? Prophet says, I'm enraged beyond words or wit. You'll find it. You'll find the wit, buddy. The rage you're stuck with.
There's no doubt, Korea boo is coming for you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hey you, what you gonna do? Scream and shout. There's no doubt, Korea boo is coming for you.
I mean, I would love to walk into a club. I wish I was a DJ, because I would 100%, 1000% be fucking blaring this song every single night, just dropping it in there. People would be dancing. They'd be like, what the fuck is going on? When they started listening to the words, they'd be like, that's fine, just keep grinding your ass on my crotch.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Danny, she's moody. She thinks she's kinda bougie. Monica, oh Monica, where you stab me in the back? Lying to the world, acting like a saint.
Now, I have to imagine, I have to assume there is some deep lore here. Because Ollie is referencing specific people. I have to imagine there's deep lore there. These are friends that betrayed Ollie. Maybe when he became non-binary. I'm sure that must be what it is. That must have been what done it. Yeah?
Inaba and Anna, they hate on me all day. Will someone come and operate? I need my surgery. Rina Sawayama always loves the drama. Girl, you ain't nothing, honey. Quit dragging me, you dummy, you dummy.
What you gonna do? Scream and shout, there's no doubt. Korean Boo is coming for you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hey you, what you gonna do? Scream and shout, there's no doubt. Korean Boo.
There's like a slasher movie that this song could be like the anthem for, the theme song. A Koreaboo slasher movie. Got to get my my first draft up. My first draft running. My program.
Who is coming for you? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All eyes on Ollie in the club. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All eyes on Ollie in the club. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
PewDiePie beat all of you. 12 million views, step on your shoes. Vujay hella shady, acting like he hate me. Boy, so why you up here all in my DMs? Chinry thinks he's hella lit. Boy, I ain't got time for it. Bro, you ain't that serious. Advasion? I need persuasion. I think you're such a fan. Like, boy, I know you're secret loving me. All up on the ground. Like, why are you guys so totally
Like, imagine being actually a Korean or an Asian person and being like, wow, this is fucking stupid. This is weird. This person is has mental illness. And then that person is just like, what's your fucking problem? Why are you obsessed with me? I don't know. Maybe because you're trying to erase the concept of ethnicity.
What you gonna do? Scream and shout, there's no doubt. Korean Boo is coming for you. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Hey you, what you gonna do? Scream and shout, there's no doubt. Korean Boo is coming for you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
All eyes on Ollie in the club. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All eyes on Ollie in the club. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
I like that it's also just the most generic internet synth shit, like imagery and stuff. Prophet says this could have never happened 200 years ago. This person would be too busy digging crops to be this self-obsessed. Modernity is a total mistake.
What you gonna do? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
such a dummy?
Such a dummy. No, I agree. Like, we have it. We have it too good. Life is too easy, I guess. And if you look back at history, the trajectory of things, well, this usually happens right before, what do they call it? The fall? Is that what they call it? Is that the technical term? The fall? You slide off a fucking cliff? I think that's probably about it for Ollie. I don't think there's really much else to look here. I think we got the gist from old Allmeister there. There's this other guy that I found. Goes by Nuka Zeus. I would love to there's an interview with him by Vlad TV. And if you don't know what Vlad TV is, they're basically like a black culture, hip hop, pimpin', YouTube channel, for lack of a better way to put it. But they will totally fucking content claim me. And they will block my video when I upload this to YouTube. Hagbert says, this guy rules. So Nuka Zeus, like I said, is a guy who's been injecting himself with some sort of tanning solution to turn his skin brown. He identifies as a black man. Hagbert says, I'm still not sure if he's a troll or not. If he is, it's Andy Kaufman level. That would go way beyond Andy Kaufman, right? Andy Kaufman is not getting surgery. He would do makeup or something for sure. He would do a makeup or whatever, but he would not do. I don't think he would actually get the surgery to look like a different. Is Nuka Zeus Hotep? You gotta check this guy's. This guy is. He's got it going on. Harvesting melanin from black people. White people having black babies. Martina Big claims she can. Martina Big, another transracial person. He's also into Smash Brothers. There's a bunch of videos about Smash Brothers. The Smash Brothers community. I'm So Poor Part 5. Well, I guess he's trying to really go deep there. He's trying to have the full experience. My Face Explained. Cooking African Stew. Worst time to take a shit. Okay. What is the worst time to take a shit? I'm intrigued. Now I need to know. This would be good information no matter who you are.
I got a question for you. When is the worst time to take a shit? Okay, time's up. The worst time to take a shit is when you having a fight with your boyfriend, girlfriend, and there's no more toilet paper, and you didn't know that before you went to the bathroom. So one time, me and my ex got into a fight, and
oh, I thought he was transracial, not retarded. Having a fight and there's no toilet, like. Let's just keep watching.
She went into the bathroom and took a shit, and there was no more toilet paper in there. So she's yelling for me. And she's like, hey, bring me some toilet paper, bring me some toilet paper. And I'm like, oh, now you want something from me. So you know what I did? I went and
I gave her a piece of sandpaper. I said, wipe with this, bitch.
I ripped off 3 little squares of toilet paper and I slid that under the door. I was like, here you go. Here's some toilet paper for you. You got it, man. Fights and relationships sometimes can be really funny and great memories. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, just sharing something else with you. Holla back later. Peace, love, and black power.
Oh my god. Gold mine. Gold mine, Nuka Zeus. You know, I knew a guy one time. I used to work with this dude. He got so pissed at his girlfriend, his baby mama, that he fucking he took the toilet seat. He took the toilet seat off the toilet and then left for work. And they were like, really poor. I used to work with him. I used to give him rides home and shit like that. And yeah, he took the fucking toilet seat and took it to work with him. I remember he showed up to work with the fucking toilet seat. And I was like, what the hell is that? Why do you have a toilet seat? He's like, oh, dude, my girl pissed me off. So I took the fucking toilet seat. What if I had a white kid? Let's see what Nuka Zeus has to say. Hackbird says, power move. It is a power move. It's some kind of move. Also a crazy move. I was like, man, you can't do that's beneath dignity of everybody. Funny guy. His name was Tim.
What's up, y'all? Today I want to talk about what would happen if I ever had a white kid. Because a lot of people keep coming to me and they keep asking me, hey, what would you do if you ever had a white kid? What would you do if your kid turned out to be white? So I want to...
I don't know if you have a choice there, buddy. If you ever have a kid, he's probably going to be white. Or half white. I assume this guy is probably with a sister. A sister, sorry. Sorry for the hard R.
I want to answer that with some shit that has happened to me in the past. This one girl about 15, 16 years ago, she and me was fucking and yada yada yada, but then we stopped fucking and she started fucking somebody else, and she tried to say that she was pregnant, you know, and me and him, we kind of like almost overlapped on that month. Close call, but the baby wasn't mine. So about 12 years...
This is like so over the top, so overt. It's like kabuki theater. It's fucking crazy. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of like a way more over the top, like Sean King. When you see Sean King, when you see Talcum X, you're just like, ugh, that's... Even me, I'm just like, oh, that's a little fucking weird, man. Why are you talking like that?
Years go by, she comes back into my life trying to ask for some baby pictures of me because she wants to see if the baby is like, looks like me. She's starting to think that the baby might be mine. I'm like, nah, son, we already figured that out years ago that baby ain't mine.
This guy's wearing a picture of himself on his shirt. He's got a gun, a knife. Are those black people? Or are those honkies? You can't tell.
But anyways, I was talking to one of my homeboys about the shit. And I was like, man, I don't know. I'm 99% sure it ain't mine though. My pullout game always been strong, you know what I'm saying? My friend like...
Oh, his friend gave him the laugh emoji. He knows what's going on. Probably not. Seen pics of the kid. This is the trashiest shit. We've seen so many fucking bizarre things on NIGHTCAP over the past almost year. This may be the trashiest thing we've ever watched.
He probably ain't yours, but have you seen pics of the kid? I was like, yeah, I seen pics of the kid. That motherfucker's white. He can't be mine. There's no black to him. And then my friend's like, but what?
This guy is not black. He literally injects shit into his skin to darken his skin. When the fuck does this video come out? Hold on a second. Was he not like out and proud in September of 2020?
What if it's yours for real though? What if it's mine? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And
Holy shit. So if it is his, he's just like, oh, fuck that. I'm going to throw it off a mountain. Like Rafiki would do.
I had a freestyle that I wanted to add to this, but I can't remember the name of it. I couldn't find it fast enough. But I made a freestyle a couple years ago too, talking something like, I don't remember the exact words, but it was something like, what the fuck is that? This isn't my kid. This cannot be my kid because he isn't black. Let's throw him in the trash. As a matter of fact, I forgot that I'm Shaq. I threw and I missed and it hit the ground splat. Or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was that I said. And anyways, I made this other meme too about me saying to my baby, I will always love you, son. And then my baby like, I'm white. And I leave that bitch standing by the trash can. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
Whoa. Just a fucking psycho. Yeah, we should just totally indulge people in this kind of behavior. Hagbert says if he's using the same shit that the Black Like Me guy used, he's going to die a painful death from cancer. Probably. Prophet says this dude loves life as got a man. So fucking embarrassing. Grandpa fought for the wrong side. This guy lives life, rather.
That's basically what would happen if I ever had a white baby. First of all, it's not possible. At motherfucking all. Secondly, if it ever did happen, you probably see that motherfucker in a trash can somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
So his delusion is so deep that he thinks that his genetic code, his genes, are black. That's how deep he goes with it. That's what he thinks. It's just a crazy person. We might have
the KB.
we might have to watch that Vlad TV interview. It's very long, but maybe we'll watch some clips from it. Because Vlad TV likes to cut things up into little 4 or 5 minute bites for revenue.
And colonizer belongs. You know what I'm saying? My baby will probably grow up to be fucking Oscar the Grouch or something. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
I love the colonizer thing. The colonizer thing always gets me. Like if you're a Native American, an American Indian, whatever you want to call it, then you could talk about colonizing all day, all the live long day. But if you live in the United States and you're black or trans black, the fuck does colonization have anything to do with what you're talking about? Also, really love the 260p footage in the background here. A lot of pixelation.
a whole series called Screenshot Chronicles. I already got part 1 out. Part 2 is going to be coming out pretty soon whenever I feel like editing it. And let me know what you think, you know what I'm saying? And look out for that. Look out for all the new videos. Look out for my dick in your mama's mouth. And I'll see you next time. Peace, love, black power, and holla back at your motherfucking boy. Bitch!
Wow. This is crazy. Like, if I wasn't on NIGHTCAP right now, I would probably watch this for 6 hours. What else has he got? Tanning injections, 1 year update. Melatonin. He can't even spell melatonin. Melatonin. Like, you can go back and change the title, buddy. You don't gotta. It's not there forever. I make mistakes sometimes too. You know, it's late at night. You're fucking just typing. Blah, 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 blah. Oh.
Before we get into today's video, there's 2 things I would like to say really quick. Number 1, some people like to.
That's a fucking white guy. Try as he might.
Call me stupid and ignorant things like an infiltrator. Now come on now, use common sense. If I was an infiltrator, I wouldn't be so open about my life and I wouldn't be telling you about the injections in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, think. Second thing I would like to talk about, studs. Are studs pretending to be a man? Are studs mocking men? Are studs making fun of men? Are studs playing dress up to be a man? No, they're not.
Like, look how manic this fucking guy is. This guy is a nut. I mean, that's obvious, right? Obviously, this guy's a nut. But he's like shit. Fuck. The internet was a mistake. Hagbird says, did he take his older videos down from before the injections? I don't know. We haven't gone all the way back yet. You know, after this video, I'm going to go, because I wanted to see that. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to try to go as far back as I can in his catalog, at least on this channel. And we'll see if there's something like the initial stages of the transition or whatever.
Not. They're just being themselves. They're being who they are. So stop with the ignorance and let's get into today's video. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. This is the 1 year update video of the tanning injections. I have a lot.
Get a new shirt, buddy. See, look, he looks darker in this than he did in the little rant he just had, the little soliloquy, that little opener. He looks much more black here. Do we think there's some sort of color correction fuckery? Or has he got bronzer on top of the the tanning injection stuff? Holy shit. Jesus Christ.
A lot of shit I want to cover in this video, so we're gonna get straight into it. Okay, before we get straight into it, I gotta say that I know my head is fucked up right now. I know this looks like shit, but look, I'm pissed off too. I was just chilling, and this girl came up to me and was like, yo, I love your hair, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, well, shit, you know what I'm saying? You can braid my hair if you want to. I was about to get it redone anyway. So I went and I got my hair did by this.
This is like watching Mad TV circa 2001. This is like a Mad TV character. You remember Mad TV? Do you remember that shit?
Girl, and look at it. It's only been like 5 or 6 days, and this shit is so fucked up. I didn't want to say it because she was kind of a nice girl, but yo, she cannot braid. Moving right along. So the first thing I want to talk about is back around day 50, day 70, I looked very orange. Now the reasoning I looked so orange.
It looked very orange. That's what my white mama, Hagbird says.
was because I didn't know, but the people at the tanning place, they gave me some bronzing lotion. They said that will help me get darker faster. That's why I look so orange in some of those earlier videos. The next thing I want to talk about, differences I saw from day 100 to day 200. For the first time ever, I had a mosquito bite my leg. I reached down, I scratched my leg, I looked at my leg and I saw claw marks. I was like, God damn, that's never happened to me before in my life. Claw marks used to be my skin color. I was very happy and excited about that. You know what I'm saying? Now I can actually see scratches on me.
You've never seen scratches on yourself? Now, speaking as a professional white person, if you scratch an itch, skin flakes. It is whiter than your natural tone. I can assure you, you can see scratch marks.
Me now. And another thing a lot of people were talking about was the darkness around my eyes, saying I look like a raccoon and shit like that. To teach you a little something for the people that don't know, the skin around your eyes and the skin up on your dick is the thinnest skin on your body. So with it being the thinnest skin, it's going to get the most sun. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to turn darkest the fastest. The other thing I wanted to mention was
dick tanning for the win.
Was about how people were saying that it was fucking up my skin. Look at my face. I already have a video on why my face looks the way it is. I have a lot of acne scars. The reason that you can see them a lot more now is because the tanning injections darkens.
See, if he had just made a video about it, if he was just a guy that like had acne scars and he was trying to do something about that, maybe I would be like, oh, you know, I feel bad for you, dude, because that's that's just a natural occurrence. Some people just get dealt a shitty hand. Acne scars, that can't be fun. That can't be good for yourself, for your self-esteem, for your life. People are cruel, especially when you're kids, right? But, yeah, to take it this far, seems a little extreme. Hagbert says, as a pro Peckerwood, I agree.
Everything on your body, hair, moles, freckles, beauty marks, nipples. So that also means that the scars are going to show and pop more. Forgot to mention that after 100 days, the lines in the palm of my hands also got really dark. Now I am a little bit lighter and then some of my earlier videos. That's because I stopped tanning for about 4 or 5 months. You can look at my other video from August and you can see the reason behind me looking a little bit lighter nowadays. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, in my first video, I was mentioning how my dick stopped working. I was exaggerating. I mean, come on, are people really that dumb? And then I mentioned about fucking a turtle. Like, are you really that dumb, stupid, and ignorant? Obvious joke. Anyways.
This dude is like in his fucking living room. His girlfriend's probably like sitting like 6 feet away from me in front of a green screen. He's got a little green screen. That's why it's not full bodied. Well, like the framing here is weird too. Like you got to center yourself. You could be bigger in the frame. I guess the videos that he's projecting behind him are very important. A lot of subtext, a lot of special things, a lot of things to be learned from these videos maybe, he feels. I mean, come on, guy. You can, like, if you have the ability to use chroma key, you can fucking move yourself over to the center.
With the tanning injections, I saw no boners until I upped it to a certain dose. When I got to a certain dose, I'm getting boners all the time. I'd be fucking jacked.
Yeah, so, like, he was jacking off, I guess. Yeah, but the blacker he became, the more virile he became. Impressive stuff.
Jacking off and shit, and then, like, literally 2 minutes later, my dick is hard again. I'm like, shit. Last night was fucking hard. I was trying to fall asleep with a goddamn boner. Every time I moved, my dick would rub against the sheets in the bed. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh yeah. And I'm like, God damn it. No, stop. I need to go to bed. I done jacked off like 7 times. So another thing that people keep mentioning to me is, why don't you do a spray tan? The spray tan is...
Like this guy could just be some sort of homeless, crazy person that you would meet on the street, and they would tell you the same story. I jerked off like 10 times a day. I used to work on Newberry Street when I lived in Boston for a very short period of time. And homeless people, you know, they like to talk to you because they're trying to get money from you. And they would say this kind of shit all the time, like the craziest shit. That's what this reminds me of. Guy's lucky to have a fucking roof over his head, let alone a green screen.
It's very
very motherfucking expensive, especially with the level of darkness that I want to have. So that would probably be around $500 a month. I did try doing spray tans right before the tanning injections. So back in 2019, I went to a tanning place and I got a spray tan, but I only got my arms done. I was curious to see what it would look like. And I liked it. I was like, okay, I look a little bit darker. I was like, let me get more shades. I want to be darker. So I ended up getting like 15, 16, 17 layers. My hands were like as dark as I wanted them to be, just about.
There should be an asterisk, not my hands.
But people was asking me like, yo, why did you just get your arms and your hands done? Why not just get your body or at least your face? I don't see my face. I see my arms and my hands. That's what I care about. So I was happy looking and seeing that pigmentation in my skin. Now the bad side about it is the spray tans only last about 7 to 10 days. And when they start coming off, it looks like shit. It looks like this. So I was like, yeah, spray tans just ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna work. So I was like, fuck that. And another thing,
I need to inject tanning solution into my body.
How many times I have to explain this to people, but I am not injecting melanin into my body. This is my actual melanin. This is my pigmentation. This is all me. Nothing artificial. It's the same thing as if somebody was to take Rogaine to grow back their hair. That's their hair. That's not Rogaine's hair. It's the same thing. This is my skin. This is my pigmentation. This is my darkness. This is my melanin. I am not injecting melanin into me. Do some research before you speak on stupid shit. Now, as far as the future goes, I am going...
Do people accuse him of injecting melanin? I don't know if tanning solution is melanin. I don't know. I would be very shocked. Maybe we should look at the comments after this. Holy shit.
Going to continue tanning because I like it. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, yo, you know you're going to get skin cancer. You know you're going to die. Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, well. If I fucking die.
As long as I die a black man.
Oh, well. At least I die a happy motherfucking man. This makes me happy. In the future, I'm going to keep getting darker as much as I can, but I'm not going to go back every single day and tan in the sun like I was doing, or every other day like I was doing. I don't know what to do. I tried tanning more, and it didn't seem like I was getting that much darker, so I think I need to up my dose a little more. I don't know, but I'm already supposedly taking very high doses. Y'all people out there that do melano tan, I take a whole vial in 5 days. So anyways, if you like it, you can suck my dick. If you don't like it, you can suck my dick. So either way, you can suck my dick. So tell your mama to suck my dick. Tell your daddy to suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. They can suck my dick. I'm not gay. You can suck my dick because it isn't gay if you suck my dick. So fuck you, bitch, and suck my dick.
Okay. Sure. Hagbert says methoxylin is the name of the compound that darkens you up. Okay. Let's see. Malpus Most Wanted. that's just hilarious. You're not an infiltrator, you're a king. Keeping yourself, bro. Looking good, brother Nuka. I'm glad your injections are going well. You're looking dark AF. Oh, hey. I know the melanin injections will help protect your skin, but no matter how dark someone is, tanning beds will damage your skin. If you can, try and get natural sun, which I know will be hard with winter on its way. Laugh out loud. Don't mind me. I just care about you, Nuka. Aloha, my brother from another mother. Amazing that you live your dreams, man. I wish I could be that dark. Oh, we got a fellow traveler. Hold on. Fagan, let's check you out. Your transformation is coming along great, brother. Try not to break your weenie. At least you aren't being racist in this one. I'm happy that the injections are working for you. The spray tan sucks. It comes off patchy and everything. Okay. And by the way, there is some herb in Africa that makes you darker within just 3 weeks. So stop struggling, man, and go for it. This is from Malcolm X. Malcolm X himself. Okay? Now, if you need anything more than that, than the word of Brother Malcolm. Prophet says, Sean, what the fuck? Hey, I know, man. I know. I feel the same way. That's what we do here. This is why it belongs in a bathroom. Where can I cop this shirt? It's a hot ass shirt. I would actually, honestly, for real, I would buy that shirt. That shirt is fucking ridiculous. Or let's just get a
Got
little.
a spray tan, but I only got
Look at this. Oh, come on, your framing is fucking awful. Why are you? I just want to look at your shirt, dude. Or what else we got here? Are you wearing a shirt of white you that gunned down Donald Trump? Pretty sure I'm blacker than you are, bro. I swear I'm not trying to be mean, but you should cut this out. It just comes off as sad. It's like you think there's something wrong with just being who you are. Like you're hiding behind a character. If you're willing to go do this shtick, then you shouldn't be afraid to just be the real you and just be honest about things and do it in your own voice as you. I think you'd net a bigger audience for sure because after the novelty of seeing it for the first time wears off, what you're doing just comes off as tired, forced, fake AF. Real talk. Oh, did Nuka reply? I hear you, but I am being the real me. This is who I am. So when you talk to your parents, that's how you act? Know what I'm saying? For real? When you go into the bank to ask for a loan, is that seriously how you speak/act? Oh, this is long. Again, I swear I'm not trying to be mean or make fun. You should be. You should be mean and make fun of this guy. Make fun of you, but you can't expect people to take you seriously. If you were doing it as a character and maybe do other characters as well, you could probably build it up as something successful and funny. It's like Eddie Murphy back when he used to do buckwheat on SNL. It was funny and people loved it on those spread out occasions when he did it, but imagine if he got the positive feedback the first time and decided that he was only going to do buckwheat. Imagine how far his career would have gone if he never got out of character. If that's how he dressed and acted when he went to the bank for a loan, or when he was just talking about his feelings on life and current events, or picking up women or raising kids. You want people to be able to take you seriously sometimes. I'm afraid that if you commit too hard and for too long, it's such a limiting, mostly empty role that you might never be able to take it off. Like Gilbert Gottfried, who doesn't actually talk or act like that, but has now, even when he's being himself. Now, that is how Gilbert Gottfried talks, God, dude. Just trying to be helpful. You're actually making me want to make a video about this. Maybe we could collaborate, live stream or something. I never did one, but I've been thinking about it. Just a thought. Oh, we got a clout chaser. Got a transracial clout chaser. His name's Donnell Bounds. Authentic black man? Most likely. I mentioned in one of my videos that I got the "you know what I'm saying" from my dad. He says it a lot too. So yes, this is how I talk and act regularly. Is your dad J-Rock? That's some crazy shit. Alright, well, what else we got here, Nuka? No Clue, Limelight original audio music video. Sponsor number 5. Project update, Juneteenth. Do you wipe correctly? What is up with thin crust pizza? He's trying to diversify. He's like, I gotta get out there with the people. How it feels to be famous. 895 views. You know, hey, power to you, brother. You're killing my channel. So let's see what he has to say here. How it feels to be famous. And then after this, I'm gonna try to go back to the earliest video, and then we'll probably move on after that.
You know,
Holy shit.
way back, I think it was over a year ago, there was a lot of people asking me, "Hey Zeus, so what is it like being famous now? I mean, how do you feel with this new, sudden, boost of popularity and shit like that?" But I've tried telling people a lot of times that, this isn't really new. I've had, eyes on me and popularity for a very long time, majority of my life. But yeah, this is the most it's been. But people were asking,
Just cool as fuck, dude. Always has been. Always will be. My God.
me that back then,
they were asking me at the wrong time, because at that point in time, it was really nothing new. You know what I'm saying? It was it was literally nothing new. But now that I've had it for over a year, it's like, man, my thought is totally changed, because, you know, there's so much shit that you have to look out for that's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, people that try to befriend you just because they want to, you know, be, you know, on your team and get a free ride. Then you got the women that try to use you. You got, you know, old girlfriends that try to come back and be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Blah, 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 blah. All they want to do is get a piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? And then besides fake friends and old friends coming back.
What do you think his girlfriends look like? That's what I'm curious about. I need more information. I need more data.
You got to worry about fucking spies. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that
Gotta worry about infiltrators.
they try to spy on you and become your friend, you know, just with the sole intent to try to find something, anything. Like you failed a test back in 6th grade, and they're gonna be like, oh.
Yeah. Great freeze frame, by the way. Kudos to me. But yeah, I'm sure there's tons of people just scouring your life looking for material. Well, he was on Vlad TV. I don't know if he was on any. I don't know if anybody else has interviewed him. That Vlad TV interview is probably really funny. Fuck.
Oh, run to the fucking news. He failed a test when he was in 6th grade. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like crazy that, you know, and it's like there's nothing that anybody can really find, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the fact that they try to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it shows how much of a shitty person they are. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's my take on it, you know. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It's actually very annoying, you know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of times when I be meeting people, I don't be like, yo, what's up? You know, I'm famous, right? Blah, 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 blah. I be trying to hide that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, because nobody does. Nobody says, oh, by the way, I'm kind of a big deal. Unless you're Ron Burgundy, I guess. But
I want people to treat me like a human being. You know what I'm saying? Don't treat me like I'm fucking, you know, the king of the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be treated like that. I don't want all this special fucking treatment. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular human being just like you. You know what I'm saying? But like that old saying, you know, more money, more problems. It's definitely true. You know what I'm saying? Because it isn't even more money. It's just like more popularity, more problems. You know what I'm saying? Once you get in the spotlight, it's a totally different situation. And it's like, I try to talk to my friends about it, but
your friends are like, what are you talking about, dude? You get like 400 views a video. You're not famous.
They have no idea what to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Because really,
they're not like me. They don't have that special something. They're not entertainers. They don't understand. White, like a crack-a-doo.
They have no idea. They haven't been in that kind of life. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like all they can be is like, damn, that's crazy, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I want to let about it. They have no like real advice they could give me, because it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's a basketball player giving advice for somebody that's going fishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't, if they've never been fishing, they don't know shit about fishing. All they can do is be like, oh yeah, just keep fishing. You'll get the right fish one day. But they don't really know shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's so crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I feel you, brother.
Like I said, people were asking me about that, you know, before. You know what I'm saying? How it felt to have this, you know, popularity and shit. That was a very premature day of asking me that question, because things have changed drastically since then. Like I said, all this fucking bullshit, all these fucking people I gotta look out for. You know, That's why I like the simpler life, man. Because humans are so fucking crazy, you know what I'm saying? They're so fucking stupid. And I just hate
Where does this guy live? Like New Hampshire?
humans, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of feeling a lot like Neutrino, but I mean, I've already had that in me quite a bit, but it's like, you know, humans destroy everything in their path, you know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes I feel like I'm not even a human, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Sort of like Hobson's song, you know what I'm saying? Where he talks about planet Earth, and he's talking about all these people on Earth are fucking stupid humans, but you know what I'm saying? He's not. He feels like he's something else. That's how I feel.
Hobson. I know Hobson. He's in Georgia, Hagbard says. Well, that makes sense, actually. Beautiful country. Beautiful state. Hobson is a rapper that I'm aware of, that I've heard of. A lot of white people like Hobson. So I know that.
But anyways, just wanted to share that. Peace, love, and black power.
He's got black. You know
What was it like
Oh
growing up?
no, not you, Tim. That's not what I'm trying to do. Get out of here, Tim Pool. Again, learn to hold back on certain things and hold some of your ultra personal things close. People are always going to try and hurt you. Blah, 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 blah. What up, Wood? Why did you do this to yourself? Your family must be so disappointed. Do what to myself? My family is very proud. You obviously don't know nothing about me. I feel you, Zeus. I feel you. You haven't changed one bit. Trust me, you ain't famous. Ooh. I was just thinking about you yesterday, but yes, I am famous. By definition, it's when someone is known by a lot of people. I'm known by over 10 million people. That is the definition of famous. It's just most people think famous means you have to be on the level of Will Smith. The whitest thing he said. Hagbard says he has a Polish surname, so pretty much as far from black as one can be. If most people think you're famous, you love Will Smith, but you can be famous with being a local celebrity in your town. It's all love. Just trying to teach you to definition. I hope you've been good. Locally famous. Okay, I can possibly buy that as your definition of fame. I wasn't thinking you're talking about that kind of level. I was talking in the line of internet fame. I think you have more haters than followers, kind of like me. The only difference is you only got this fame because of pay money. Nice to know you think about me, but seriously, you gotta word your shit better. A lot of people think that, but no. Wubby was only one factor. I've been well known way before Wubby and had things already lined up. Vlad also helped my popularity a bit. And yeah, I think about you because your video made me laugh. I haven't gotten around to sharing yet, but I will one day. Oh, do we have a video he made? Zomakin. Let's see here. Zeus. What's this guy's name? Nuka Zeus? Oh, we're getting into it tonight. Nuka Zeus in a nutshell. Nuka Zeus Wayne D. Nuka Zeus in a nutshell. See what the people have to
You guys
say.
ever wonder what Wayne D, aka Nuka Zeus, would sound like in a nutshell? Well, let me break it down with this motherfucker, okay? So, let's go ahead and start this shit.
Ready? Go!
What up, y'all? Nuka Zeus here.
Things like this make me feel better about my channel. They make me feel better about myself. Holy shit.
Representing that
Szechuan dipping sauce. Oh, we got a Rick and Morty fan here. Hi, IQ.
black power, know what I'm saying? So I've been taking this militone, I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's gonna call it the tanning injections. I've been taking tanning injections in order to make my skin darker. I kind of feel like a crippled kid, you know? Like, I just want to get the fuck up out of this chair. I want to fucking get out of this fucking chair and play with every other motherfucking kid out there, but I can't because I'm stuck because I'm handicapped. You handicapped people think you got it so rough. Oh, boo-hoo. You gotta fucking crawl on the floor. You can't reach that high fucking shelf. Boo-hoo.
How long is this?
You don't know what it's like to have white skin. That, my friend, is the most painful thing that you'll ever feel. Know what I'm saying? I also got all my B people, you know, my black people, that's what I like to call them, my B people. They even say that I'm motherfucking black, know what I'm saying? They know that Nuka Zeus has that black power, know what I'm saying? Because I brainwashed them all. I'm Nuka fucking Zeus. I have that power. And that's another thing too. These fucking cave beasts. Yeah, I came up with a word cave beast for white people. Instead of calling them cracker or white people, I just call them cave beast. Why? Because I think I'm fucking funny, original, and I think it's clever. I just get tired of these motherfucking cave beasts trying to shoot up on our motherfucking people.
He literally makes videos the same way that Nuka Zeus does. I have to imagine is this a tribute? Is this a metal layer? I don't think so. I saw some of his other videos. It looks like a dude in front of a green screen.
Get down to our motherfucking people. I mentioned I'm white, by the way. I just had enough. I ain't gotta take this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? We need to rise.
Is he wearing a Jack Skellington mask? White as they come. White, like a crack-a-doo.
Know what I'm saying? By the way, I also think it'd be kind of cool if, you know, we had slavery again, but this time, instead of it being the fucking black guys, it's the white.
Okay, so this must be an older video, because looking pretty white here. So we're going to go, we need to go look. We're not going to finish this video. This is not worthy of finishing. I was hoping for better material, but...
White people, like, what you crying for, bitch? Bam, 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 bam! I was born in the wrong body. I swear to God, in another video game, in another life, I was black. But now in this life, it's like I've been punished and now I'm white. I'm a transracial. That's right, I'm a transracial, which means, you know, I feel like I'm in the wrong body. I'm gonna pull the same shit as transgenders, because, you know, in 2020 I can do that. Hell, I actually think I was a black man, like a famous black man, you know? Kind of like Jesus, like I'm a prophecy among all the black people. Also, as you can see, I was born in this cotton field right here, like I said in one of my videos. This is where my ancestors started it all. Ain't that some shit? This is my home. This is my home. Black power. I'm so black, I will fucking Malcolm X up in my bushes. Take that shit, KKK. Nuka Zeus gonna kick your ass. Because I can stop the KKK by myself, know what I'm saying? I take tanning injections. I'm the real deal. I'm motherfucking dark. And also I'm black. Oh, by the way, you can't be sitting there saying, you know, well, Nuka Zeus only does tanning injections because he claims to be black. That way he is black. Bitch, that's not what it's about. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's not what...
The deeper we go, the more I understand where this person's coming from. There's a lot of layers going on. This is definitely improv, and he cut it together, but a lot of references. Like, we already understand a lot of these references just from watching, 3 Nuka Zeus videos? Maybe this man is the future. This is the future of comedy.
What it's about. I mean, I can't just tell you why I do it. I mean, just because you make that assumption doesn't mean it gets you the right, but you'll hear about it in my shitty ass documentary I've been talking about for the past 6 months. I'm so black, I made black power on my pants, my shoes, my phone case. I even pimped out my car. Black power. I just, you know, I can't leave it in the parking lot because, you know, Nuka Zeus leaves it in the parking lot, then some black guy might jump him because he might find it offensive. But the thing is, though, I can't offend you because Nuka Zeus is black, so I can't.
See, this guy's showing us all these videos I wish we were watching. I mean, honestly. All right, that's enough of that guy. That's enough of that dude. We get it. We get it. Put those sweet synth beats back. Let's go see, we're gonna check out, we'll check out like maybe one more Nuka Zeus. But this guy's a gold mine. You need to go all the way back. Uploads, past live streams, sort by. That's what I'm looking for. Sort by date added oldest. Nachos, Black Power verse 1. Oh, this is like a newer channel. This guy's only been around for like a year. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this one. Holy shit. You guys are in for a treat now. Look at this. Look at this ginger looking motherfucker. If you're ginger, you're about as far away from being black as humanly possible. Axl Rose, everybody. Axl Rose. Well, there you go. No, there's what are some of these? Enough is enough. Let's do it.
For lack of better words, I don't know. Call me out on something.
So this is when he obviously when he started doing this, because the video we just watched was literally, I think, a week before this one, or a week and a half. So he started injections or intense tanning regimen. Maybe he's just out in the sun. Maybe he went to the booth. Who knows?
Video on Instagram where this white woman was at a restaurant, a fast food restaurant, and was getting into a fight with a bunch of black workers. You know what I'm saying? And apparently she used the N-word or something like that, and then later you see her outside being like some dude like picking her up and slamming her on the ground. And I was like, yeah. We need some more of this shit. Now, some people came at me and was like, what the fuck you talking about? Black people losing their jobs? Getting arrested? I'm like, no! That's not what I mean. When I say we need more of this shit, I'm saying standing up. You know what I'm saying? Show these motherfucking cracker ass cave beasts that they can't treat us like this. See, the reason that they are doing this is because they think that they can get away with it. If we stand up and show these bitches that they can't get away with this shit, they will stop. And that's what I'm trying to promote. Yeah, there might be one or two people that get locked up for standing up. But that's why we gotta unionize. You know what I'm saying? All of us together. No. We ain't gonna have this shit. We ain't gonna have these white people calling us these fucking words. Disrespecting us. For no fucking reason.
Imagine it. Imagine being this motherfucker. Holy shit.
We ain't gonna take this shit no more.
Yeah, he's not acting angry. This is not acting, okay? He's that upset. This man is upset. What have you done? What have you done, white folks?
What I was trying to say is that we need to show these people that they cannot do this and get away with it. Yeah, there might be some casualties along the way. Shit, I might even be one of them. But we gotta show these cave beasts that they can.
Imagine this dude fucking having some sort of getting involved in some sort of racial incident and being like ultra aggressive. Like, you would be so confused. What the fuck are you doing?
Cannot get away with this. Every time somebody calls us some stupid shit, I personally, I'm not trying to instigate nothing. I'm not trying to
Yes you are, because you just said you were. Duderino, motherfucker.
promote nothing. I'm just saying my personal thought. We should show these bitches, no, you cannot call us that.
These Karens are out of control. Out of control Karens.
Just like when a bully be picking on you in school or some shit. He gonna keep doing this shit until you stand up and knock the motherfucker out. What I'm trying to say is these K-beasts are being bullies to us, and it's time that we stand up.
Imagine a white dude fucking injecting himself with tanning solution, calling people cave beasts. And like, oh, that's not incendiary. I mean, no matter who you were, if this was an actual black person calling white people cave beasts, also not cool.
Let me stop saying we, because some people go... See, I hate the fact that I have to second guess what I'm saying. I hate the fact that stupid people be twisting my shit up. I will stand up and show that there's enough of this shit. Hell no, we ain't taking this shit no more. I ain't taking this shit no more. Try that shit in front of me. I swear to God. Try that shit in front of me.
Preach, King.
I'll kill a motherfucker quick like it, blow my fucking brains out afterwards. I don't give a fuck. You better stop messing with us. I swear to God, these KBs be pissing me the fuck off.
These how does he how does he live his life? Like, do the black people in his circle, his community, Hagbert said he's from Georgia. Do they accept him? Do they go together and they're all hanging out talking about cave beasts? I have a feeling probably not.
What I'm trying to say is that when I said that I was happy that dude slammed that white woman on the ground, I'm glad that they taught that white bitch a lesson. And I feel like there needs to be more of that.
This is 1000% against the terms of service, the community guidelines for YouTube, okay? I get videos blocked and taken down for the dumbest shit. None of it calling for violence. We're talking about doing what we're doing right now. Watching crazy people having a laugh and talking about it. But if you're calling for actual violence, that's okay. This is up. This is okay. Stick a dildo in your ass and try to figure out if it's a dick. Call for white people to be beaten in the streets. That's fine. That's cool. No problems. Fucking ridiculous. Fucking broken system, as they say. Even the transracial people, they're all just expressing themselves. Because I guess, to transgress against this, to have any type of insight that this is a bad thing, well, that would just be a step too far. That'd be bigoted. We are who we say we are.
Because I personally, let me get my words right, because people want to fucking twist my shit around.
You already got your words wrong. You already fucked it up. There's nothing to twist here. You were pretty plain spoken about your intentions and your beliefs here. Come on now. Zeus, don't backpedal now. You believe it. This is how you feel.
I personally feel like
They are gonna keep doing shit unless we teach them that they can't do this shit no more. That's not right. They are wrong.
If I ever meet this dude, I live near Georgia. If I ever met this dude, like, what's up, cracker? See what he does.
Fuck the bullshit. They do not need to be getting away with this shit no more. I'm tired of this shit. And that's why I need to stay off of social media, because I can't take seeing this shit. When I see our people getting beat like this, when I see our people getting mistreated like this, man, you don't understand. That shit been pissing me off. Maybe I do need to take a chill pill. Maybe I do need to sit back and come.
See that right there? That's proof that this man is white. That he's a cracker. Maybe I need to take a chill pill. Maybe the whitest thing you could say under these circumstances.
I'm about this a different way. Because all I want to do is come through that motherfucking front gate with the goddamn tank and blow up every motherfucker. Maybe that's not the best way.
Maybe not.
But goddamn it, I feel like it sometimes. And I know some of y'all out there feel the same way as I do. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of the shit that we go through, that they do it to our people.
Oh, he had to cut the video. He was so emotional. He had to cut the video. I can't believe that people out there would do this to him like that. Oh my goodness. Man trying to out there express himself just is too much, too powerful. Too powerful. Well, we got one more Zeus video. If I can get it going here. Not a lot of people know this, but he's also a stand-up comedian. Not a lot of people know this about Zeus. And let's check out one of his sets. Let's do it.
Sean Carter, everybody. Oh, Sean Carter. Your next comment, please welcome Sam Hyde, everybody.
That's his stage name. His stage name is Sam Hyde. You know? He likes to compartmentalize things. Like, he doesn't want the fame to get too out of control. Okay? So when he goes on stage, he goes by the name Sam Hyde. He's been doing this for a long time. I don't know how he keeps getting away with it, honestly. I don't know who's going to be stand up to stop this man. But as it is.
Can't live in my mama crib. Can't be living at my mama crib. Your mama get home, whole house smell like pussy. Whole house
smell like pussy.
Your mama be like, Kevin, what you doing on in here? Now you know a cracker can't be lying on his mama. So what you gonna tell your mama? Nothing, mama. Just making sourdough bread
from scratch.
Shit. White, like a cracker do. Now, speaking of pussy, can a cracker get a blowjob, a hand job, or something? I mean, goddamn. All the pretty-ass, fine-ass white women be giving it up to them dark-skinned crackers. You know what I'm saying? How a light-skinned cracker like me supposed to get some love? Shit.
Now, this is from 2013. It's before the injections. It's before all this stuff. He was very confused. He was like Ollie London. You know, just very confused for a long time. This was his identity at the time. I would ask you to be respectful and not throw hate his way. Okay?
White. Ladies, sisters, don't you be getting mad at me, cause y'all be doing some shit. Shit. Now they say the cracker schools is more violent and shit. They say the cracker schools more violent. I say it's the institution that societized the cracker to be
more violent.
Because you go to any white country where the black black man hasn't invaded yet, started robbing, raping, and pillaging, and you'll see the original man, that's
He
the
was very
white man,
confused at the
living
time.
hand in hand
Very
as
confused.
brothers, as they supposed to be doing. It's only when the black man moves in that we start getting violent and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? So they say the cracker school's more violent.
That guy gets it.
Shit. Cracker, what the fuck is school? You know what I'm saying? That black motherfucking teacher up in the front of the class talking that people of color, that motherfucker talking about the Great Gatsby. Motherfucker, what the fuck is the Great Gatsby about, huh? Bunch of rich black people in love and shit? Let me tell you something about a cracker. A cracker don't want to read no motherfucking book about no rich black people. You know what I'm talking about? Bill collector be coming by my house trying to take my mama crib away, man. They trying to take my Chrysler away because you know a cracker don't be paying no car note. Now what I'm supposed to tell that bill collector, huh? Excuse me, sir, please don't take my things away. I've read The Great Gatsby. Motherfucker, shit. Let me tell you something about a cracker. A cracker like to eat good, smoke good, and occasionally get some pussy, if it ain't too much trouble. Aside from that, you can keep the books. You can keep the motherfucking school to yourself, motherfucker. I was driving the other day. I got me a little Nissan Maxima, whatever. Got some rims on that bitch. And I was swerving on them. A little bit tipsy, because it's whatever. As long as you keep it under control, it's whatever. Drinking and driving. And all of a sudden, I see them red and blue lights in my rearview mirror. I got scared. Damn near had a heart attack, boy. But it wasn't for me, though. They were pulling somebody else over. But I got scared. And let me tell you why. Because a cracker stay high, so high. White, like a cracker do. Same day I pulled up to an intersection, I see a rich black family in a Mercedes Benz. I look over, fat black bitch in the passenger seat. What she do? Locks her doors on me, man. Ain't that some shit? I roll my window down. I say, miss, I wasn't gonna carjack you, but then you went and did some shit. So now I'm thinking about taking your purse and raping you, bitch. White,
like a cracker do.
They say whites is the most violent race on the planet. I say it's the racist black judges that be putting away good, decent white crackers like myself behind bars and shit.
He was very confused.
Locking us up before our time, taking us out the community. Anyway, I get in the claps here, so it's my time to go. But you can check me out on MySpace, myspace.com/Rich Large Money Getter Productions Financial LLC Business Rap Mogul Productions. You can check me out there. I got my raps, I got my record label business. Let me do some raps for y'all real quick. My flow so icy, my game so sick. Blacks be mad cause they bitches on my dick. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Alright, peace.
Wow, what a difference, huh? What a difference a few years can make in somebody's life. Can you believe that was Nuka Zeus? Back in the day? Very different man. Very different. Always speaking truth, though. Always speaking truth. So I don't even know
Rachel Doll is all public.
Okay. Transracial versus transgender. Somebody's going to explain to us the difference. Because this is a question I have. Certainly is a question I think most people have. What's the difference? Why is it different? Why is it different? Maybe this person will throw us for a loop and tell us that it's not different. I don't know. We're going to find out together. Just me and you. Just me and you. Between us gals. Yeah, that's right. That's how I identify.
Publicly identifying as black on the Today Show got a lot of people drawing a lot of false comparisons between the idea of being transracial and being transgender. Who better than a cisgender white lady to explain why that's a load of misinformation? I would just like to state for the record that I feel like I am wallowing in privilege right now.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you know, I'm happy that she acknowledged that right off the bat. You know, being self-deprecating is really important. Must be a Bo Burnham fan. Hey, as long as I'm self-aware, I can kind of say and do whatever the fuck I want.
For those of you who've been off the internet and avoiding all media entirely for the past few weeks, Rachel Dolezal is the formerly thought of as African-American spokesperson for the Spokane, Washington chapter of the NAACP, who was recently outed as white by her white parents. Moving past Dolezal's questionable, to say the least, life decisions, I wanted to focus...
Like, how easy is it to just fucking be a grifter? You fool the NAACP. I mean, come on. By tanning. Yeah, tan. Plenty of Italians out there. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie True Romance. Plenty of Italians out there can, you know, they get pretty dark. My mom, for instance. Part Italian, part French. Lady looks like, during the summertime, very dark. Very dark.
In on this problematic idea that she's quote-unquote transracial in the same way that, say, Caitlyn Jenner is transgender. Because equating the two simultaneously devalues both the black and the transgender experience, haphazardly tossing both of them into the giant bucket labeled othering. The go-to transracial equals transgender argument is that, hey, both race and gender are social constructs, so we're basically talking about the same thing, right? Wrong. In the same way that plums and grapefruit are both fruit, as implied by the fruit in the word grapefruit, they're highly different things, and not only because plums just kind of look like adorable butts. Whereas a transgender person transitioning is the process of aligning their internal and likely inborn gender identity with their outward physical appearance and embodiment.
That would be the same exact thing if you're transracial. Literally the same thing. Ask Nuka Zeus.
So-called transracial person like Rachel Dolezal actively passing involves splitting oneself in two. For instance, Time magazine writer Meredith Melnick defined passing as, quote, identifying with and representing oneself as one race while denying ancestry of another. Another definition published in the Ohio...
Okay. So if you're transgender, then you're denying your lived experience as one gender before you transition to another. You don't get to adopt the life and everything that comes with it up until the point that you transition, right? So this person's not... They're making the case for transracialism while acting like they're dunking on transracialism. In principle, it's like kind of the same thing.
State Law Journal takes an even harsher tack. Passing is a deception that enables a person to adopt certain roles or identities from which he would be barred by prevailing social standards in the absence of his misleading conduct. That word deception is a key reason why this transracial equals transgender argument...
What do you call it when transgender people are like passing then? Or a transvestite? What about a transvestite, right? The whole point is to pass as the other gender. Most transgender people, that is the desire. That's the desired outcome. So, Nuka Zeus, that's what he's doing. Rachel Dolezal, that's what she's doing.
Often equals transphobic. Not to mention how gender identity and racial identity function quite differently in society as well.
Oh, this is very anti-woke, anti-feminist. Anti-feminist. This is the weird thing about this conversation. I've said it before on the show, talking about trans issues and stuff. For some reason, there is just this desire, this need to erase the concept of the feminine identity. It has not, it's because trans men Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. For obvious reasons. I've gotten into it before. But this idea that, like, just the feminine experience just doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. It's just a mindset.
Society giveth and taketh away privileges based on our gender, but race also plays an important role in forming this overall American hierarchy. For that reason, what I like privilege-wise being female, I make up for to some degree being white. Well, Rachel Dolezal told Matt Lauer in that Today Show interview that she began drawing herself with, quote, the brown crayon when she was a kid. She nonetheless was never growing up living life as a black girl and a black woman. The things...
So if you're a trans woman, you're not growing up, most likely, as a woman. You're not. So what's the fucking difference? I have a feeling this person is not going to elucidate me on this subject. They're just they're spitting out things without any self-awareness or really any critical thought. Like they're reading off of a Wikipedia. Not really, but basically.
That experientially define blackness. Whereas a transgender person from childhood is growing up with that maleness or femaleness because of the way that gender identity operates.
They are not treated that way. They do not have the same experience. You may internally feel something. That does not mean that the world writ large treats you that way. So this is dumb.
Inside of us, regardless of what our bodies look like and how people treat us based on that. While Dolezal...
Oh my god, yes. So that's the same argument that fucking Nuka Zeus or Rachel Dolezal or any of them are making. It's the same fucking argument. So what is the fundamental difference? There has to be something that is fundamentally different. There has to be. For this to make any sense.
May choose to call herself transracial and publicly identify as black, she will never be black in the same way that Caitlyn Jenner or Laverne Cox are women. As an addendum...
No, because we all know that they're trans women. We know that they're trans women. So the only way that you act as if they are natural women is if you gaslight yourself. This is preposterous.
Things like skin lightening and eye reshaping aren't examples of people molding their outside appearance to match some inward racial identity, but rather chase aesthetic ideals in search for cultural status. For instance,
just like most trans people do. That's the whole fucking point. I know people are trying to erase that to make it some sort of amorphous thing, but that was always the intention. If you have body dysmorphia, if you're a man that feels like they're a woman and you're born in the wrong body, your entire project is to be seen as a woman. That's the entire point of it. That's the point of all the surgeries. That's the point of how you dress, the makeup, all that stuff. So there is no difference, and this is not a case for a difference. This is fucking crazy.
In the case of Michael Jackson, regardless of how much skin bleaching and facial reconstruction he underwent, he would never be deemed white. All of which has got me thinking that transracial in this...
That's where you're wrong, sister.
...context is nothing more than a dangerous distraction away from the real lived experiences of both transgender people and people of color.
What the fuck? Like, the person did not make an argument for what they thought they were making an argument for. That's ridiculous, what they were saying. Hateful bigots. Hateful bigots out on the streets. Can you believe that? YouTube allows that up there? Oh my god. Let's see here, there's one I found. Where is it? Oh, that's it. It has to do with something else. All right, so now that we've talked about transracialism, let's move on to transabled people. Now, there is a famous story. I'm sure all of you are aware of it. We're going to start with that story. It was about a woman who wanted to be blind. The prophet says, Sean, you don't argue logic with these people. You just fire up the wood chipper. Well, that is one thing to do. That's an option. I'm a big fan of Fargo. All right, here we go. I made myself blind living with BIID.
I went blind on purpose, but I don't feel it was a choice.
For most people,
like, you know, I'll say this right off the bat, right off the top. Having like a sympathetic view of this is subversive and ruinous. Ruinous. The idea that you would coddle this kind of mindset and not just be like, no, you need help. We need to fucking help you. You don't need to coddle this kind of behavior. That's fucking insane.
Going blind would be a nightmare. But for Jewel Chooping, it was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. She suffers from a rare condition called body integrity identity disorder, which led her to deliberately take her own sight.
And I'm not denying that exists in people. But that's a mental illness. It is not something to be celebrated. There's not really much to understand about it either. You know, we can watch this and see what this person has to say and have empathy to a certain degree, right? Like the idea that they're just fucked up. They have a problem. But to frame it in a way like Truly's going to do it, Barcroft TV, whatever. Just like this, this is just another way of life. This is just, we have this nice music and we've edited together this little package. That's harmful. It's harmful because you're going to find people that also have this problem, and this will validate it. This will validate it. And that is a problem. Validating mental illness, disorders, without actually having a road to help people is, for lack of a better word, evil. In my opinion. In my humble opinion. Cis white man. Cis hetero white man's opinion.
Nobody around you that feels the same way. You start to think that you're just very crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I think I have a disorder.
Just a little bit.
BIID means that you have a need to be disabled in some way. In my case, it was a need to go blind.
9 years ago, Jewel took the drastic decision to blind herself, and she researched the method she would use.
I found that lye is very painful, although it does get the job done. I found that drain cleaner is little less painful, although it does a lot of damage to the eye. Because drain cleaner was easily available to me, I went with that.
She found a psychologist willing to help her, and after 2 weeks of working together to make sure she was ready,
The guy should be put in fucking prison. Should be put in jail. After she found a psychologist to help her. That's a quack. In common parlance, of course.
they carried out Jewel's plan.
I laid down on the sofa and he sat next to me. 2 drops into each eye. My eyes were screaming. I had some drain cleaner going down my cheek, burning my skin. In the moment, all I could think of was, I'm going blind. It's going to be okay.
After waiting half an hour to make sure the damage was done, the psychologist...
Oh my god,
to hospital.
is she driving that car? The fuck?
Where doctors fought to save her sight.
When I woke up the following day, I was joyful until I turned on my back, opened my eyes, and could see the TV screen. I was so enraged, and I thought that it hadn't worked. Then over about 6 months, the sight in both eyes.
Prophet says, yeah, why hasn't this man been arrested and had his license to practice taken away? I hate this country.
Slowly went away. I was so happy. I felt that this was who I was supposed to be.
While Jewel was happy, her actions cost her her relationship with...
No, because this is, just thinking a little further, this is a way to legitimize this. Oh, I had a psychologist, I had a psychiatrist work with me to do this. So obviously, this was like a medical procedure. This was on the up and up. Not just a crazy person alone dropping drain cleaner into their eyes. No, I had medical assistance.
With her family. But this was something she'd been building up to throughout her life.
I first developed the idea that I need to be blind when I was around 6 years old.
Always a good time to make decisions.
If I looked into the sun, I'd go blind, and so I stared into the sun for hours on.
Prophet says, meanwhile, state officials came to shut down my business because I offered to process 200 chickens for my neighbors. Fucking hell on earth. Exactly. Like a legitimate person just trying to fucking make a living and work. And that's not okay. No, that's not okay. But like to blind a woman because she's fucking crazy to make her feel better about herself. Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
On end. Thinking about being blind made me feel comfortable. I was blind simming, which is pretending to be blind. Becoming blind was definitely a difficult decision to make. I tried to avoid it, but...
Does blind simming also involve eating a bunch of steakums? You know what I mean? Not to cast aspersions on somebody's looks. I know how I look, but come on there. This is not Fiona. This is Shrek.
But it kept coming up in my head, and by the time I was 21, it was...
And this is the same argument they make for trans people. Like, oh, you felt some way when you were young, and you fucking held on to it. Well, maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe there's something that we should be trying to encourage and help rather than indulge in. It's fucking disturbing. It's really disturbing. Like the normalization of this idea of just your feelings are paramount. Your feelings are the top of the pile rather than just objective reality. It's just so fucking disturbing.
It was a non-stop alarm that was going off.
As extreme as Jewel's case sounds, she is not alone. Dr. Michael First is a leading expert on the condition. He even coined the term BIID to describe it.
A lot of people who have this just live with it, but they don't take that step of actually actualizing it. But a significant minority of people with this have the feeling so strongly that they will go and do something to make it happen. Our job is to reduce suffering however it's possible. The question is, what can...
See, that's always the line. That is key. We're trying to reduce suffering. We're trying to reduce suffering. Don't you understand? Yeah. Fucking comical.
Can be done. People have tried therapy, they've tried medication. None of those have really been successful. The ethics of whether it is okay to take a normal person and make them disabled is, I think you could make it an ethical case that if you conceptualize this as treating a condition, then it's okay to do it.
Yeah, if you conceptualize it as treating a condition. Like a normal, healthy condition. Not the case, my friend. Not the fucking case.
The big fear, of course, is somebody goes ahead and gets an amputation or becomes disabled and then changes their mind. I'd like to encourage people to do what makes sense to make them feel better, but this is such a drastic move that it's hard to encourage.
Initially apprehensive,
It's hard to encourage it, but I entertain the thought though.
Jewel has now told her friends in the blind community about how she took her own sight.
I told her that I didn't care, that I think there's no resentment for her volunteer.
That's her ex-fiance, and he's still this guy. This is another guy who has another person that has a psychological problem. Ex-fiance, fucking doing this. What's this doctor's last name? Actually, I don't know. It's a good question. Dr. Michael First. Apropos. He does look like he's experimenting, Daniel.
And gets an amputation or becomes disabled and then changes their mind. I'd like to encourage people to do what makes sense to make them feel better, but this is such a drastic move that it's hard to encourage.
Initially apprehensive, Jewel has now told her friends in the blind community about how she took her own sight.
I told her that I didn't care. That
I didn't care.
I think there's no resentment for her voluntarily.
Horse pussy, human pussy. If you don't understand that reference, check out my YouTube channel. I watched a documentary called Animal Passions. Really fucking wake you up.
Taking her eyesight. That's not who I am.
I just don't think I've ever known anyone who had that condition. I think there's a lot understood in the medical community, but I'm sure that by what happened to you, it will be helpful to somebody else.
Hey, Joel, how's it going?
Yeah, imagine being a blind person, like born blind, and having to deal with all the adversity that comes with that. And then just being like, no, well, you blinded yourself. No, now you're one of us. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Mental retardation.
Oh, hi, y'all. Does this affect our friendship at all?
No, actually, I want to thank you for sharing it with me. I think it's a really inspiring story, actually, because you've overcome a lot here.
Yeah, he just seems like a normal guy that's not weird. Just like, yeah. Thank you for sharing your journey with me of being a transabled person.
You're a very positive person. You contribute a lot to the blind community, and I think that's a great thing.
Contribute a lot to the blind community. How? Specifically, how? And what are these binoculars doing hanging out by the door? Is this a joke? Is this a meta joke?
Now, Jewel hopes her story will help other people in her position and lead to a wider understanding of BIID.
These days, I have no regrets. I'm very happy as a blind person. If somebody's out there with the same feelings as I have, I would say...
Yeah, see how the juice is fucking just pouring from her eyes? Yeah, natural, normal, just normal blind people stuff.
Don't go blind the way I did. I know there's a need, but perhaps someday there'll be treatment for it. And just wait for that treatment if you can. If you feel that you have to, at least talk to a psychiatrist. Try to get somebody who knows what they're doing to help you. Don't do it for yourself because it's dangerous. That's why I'm getting my story out there, to help people understand BIID and what it is and what is not.
Yeah. Oh, this is another... Actually, I think I have this queued up. Living with BIID. I want to cut my leg off. Might as well just go straight for it, I guess.
The leg, I'd like it to be amputated. That's what I perceive to be my end goal.
Barcraft TV. Edinburgh, Scotland. Home of the sheep fuckers.
BIID is shortened for Body Integrity Identity Disorder, in which it's a condition where the brain doesn't recognise an aspect of the body. For me,
This is okay, but transracialism is crazy. That's crazy. Because, you know, people that are born deformed or lose a limb or born blind or whatever, they don't have a lived experience that really matters. They don't. So this is okay to frame this as just like, it's just a thing. It's just a fucking thing that happens. It's just a fucking thing that people do.
map stops on the right leg 3 inches from the hip. It manifests in an itch. It would be the equivalent of someone who is whole growing an extra limb. It does not belong there.
Before he came out to me with it, I didn't even know about BID. It felt like someone was coming out to me as gay or trans. You know,
Hey, as long as he keeps that butthole, right?
Could see how important it was for him and how nervous he was. My first thoughts were, that's unbelievable that my friend is having to go through this.
I've tried myself a few times by injecting medical grade alcohol into the limb, but there was intense pain. More pain than I anticipated because you could actually feel the alcohol drying up the muscles. There was a sense of feeling of success. You couldn't move it, but after 8 hours, it was fine. I got...
What a tragedy. What a tragedy. Why don't you just fucking cut off the circulation to that thing and just fucking hack it off, buddy?
In contact with a man
Christ.
who's regarded as what's called a gatekeeper, and he knows the names of surgeons who are...
Who's considered a gatekeeper? A gatekeeper from mutilating yourself. Wow. They should be giving this man a Nobel Prize then.
willing to do an amputation for a set fee, and what they would do then is they would give you documentation to say it was an accident. I paid this man in total just shy 20 grand. Turned out to be a massive scam. Last year...
Prophet says, imagine descending from fearsome and barbaric Picts and then ending up like this a couple 1,000 years later. You'd be very confused.
Here, I was in a very dark place, and it culminated in me trying to jump in front of a train. I think what led me to feel was the sense of isolation and alienation, not being able to talk to anyone, constantly having to put on a mask.
Putting on a mask of having 2 legs. Jesus Christ. And then, you know, you got to think about the collateral damage, the trauma that you visit upon everybody you know, begging them to accept this as a thing, this behavior. Like, you know, you got to put yourself into the shoes of his family, his friends. Like, what the fuck? What do you even say to that? Like, how do you even deal with it? I don't know. You know, if I knew somebody that felt this way, I would just have to come clean. Just like, this is not healthy. This is not a good thing. You got to go talk to somebody that's not like I don't know, sympathetic. Learn coping mechanisms, something. Oh, but now we have nice guitar. Oh, it's Mumford & Sons, everybody. Oh, these things I don't need.
In terms of pretending, I try to do it at least once a day, if not longer.
Yeah, just accept it, just understand. Yeah, dude, you got a problem.
I feel a lot better, and I get to see myself as I would be or should be, rather than as I am.
BIAD is not recognized as a medical diagnosis by the health service in the UK, and Nick has been diagnosed instead with OCD and takes a variety of medication. Well, that'll help, I'm sure. One of the few academics looking into the disorder is psychologist Dr. Anna Sada, based in Watt University, Edinburgh. She is keen to test Nick.
It's a peculiar condition known since around 1970, in which a perfectly healthy individual with no physical damage, no psychiatric problem, quite early in childhood starts to desire a different body. Okay, so when you are ready, you can start. With Nick, we did some experiments on emotional processing. With results, what we see is a clear pattern, and it shows that there is a different emotional processing in relation to the representation of the body. The life risk which is associated with BID is really extreme. We should try to understand what can we do for these individuals, because it's not fair to be suffering like this and to put your life at risk.
Meeting Anna today was really good. She was able to reconfirm things for me and put a name to a lot of things as well. And I look forward to speaking with her again and seeing what she...
See, like, this guy, like, went to that meeting and then took away from it, like, oh, this is validation. This is something that's okay. When she's kind of not really saying that. That's not really what she was getting at. And you go see somebody like that kind of to talk you away from doing this. At least that's my takeaway.
She comes up with in the terms of treatment. If a choice came for an amputation, I would jump at the opportunity. That's the only way I can see the itch would stop.
If Nick could have his leg removed by a surgeon, safely, by a qualified surgeon, I would be behind him 110%. I hope Nick's future will be...
You're a good friend.
Will be where he can just be himself.
I'd like to start living again, but I'd also like to work with people with BID and help them either cope with it or get the help they need.
By getting your leg cut off.
And you've got the people who do have it in the sense of they're not alone.
Oh yeah, woman wants to be permanently paralyzed. This was another. I already have these queued up.
Chloe Jennings White spends her days
we'll go for
confined
it.
to a wheelchair. It's tough to get around, and she struggles with living in a world that isn't built for the disabled. However, Chloe is actually able to walk perfectly, and chooses to live her life like a paraplegic, due to a rare psychological disorder called BIID. Despite wishing she was paralysed, Chloe still takes part in extreme sports like skiing.
Thank you, Susie Wu. I appreciate it.
BIID has led Chloe, a Cambridge University educated research scientist, to harm herself in a bid to become paraplegic for real.
I have fantasies about having a car wreck and becoming...
Okay, hold on a second. Is this a trans woman? I'm not trying to be rude. But it seems like we're stacking psychoses here.
Becoming paraplegic from a car wreck.
Perhaps most shockingly of all,
hey, Susie.
London-born Chloe is on a quest to find a surgeon willing to operate in order to paralyse her legs forever.
I did find a surgeon in another country who would be prepared to do femoral and sciatic nerve transections to paralyze my legs. It would be at least 20.
How, like, ethically, like, how can a doctor, how could you find somebody that was willing to do that? How could you find a person that's willing to do that? That's a butcher. Somebody playing games.
$25,000. I don't have the money to do it. That's basically the only reason that I've not...
$25,000 for somebody to make you a cripple. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. The grift is real.
Yet had surgery.
For her whole life, Chloe has wished, more than anything, that she was disabled.
From about 10 years old, I somehow got the idea to bandage my legs when I was home alone so nobody would know what I was doing. I sort of fabricated a leg brace so that I couldn't bend my knee. And walking around like that felt, oh wow, this is how it's supposed to be.
Chloe struggled to cope with her feelings.
For a long time, I had no idea why I felt this way about my legs.
Chloe only began to get real relief from her condition when she started using a wheelchair full-time in 2008.
Yeah, it's a mental disorder. That's not something to be coddled or played into. As we've said 1,000 times tonight. These are not things to fucking embrace. Prophet says, who is financially taking care of these people? I wish I had the money to play pretend as a cripple. Good question.
When you have BID, the stress is really intense. The first few friends I told,
Thank you for the ice cream, Prophet.
Shaking and crying even with emotion. I was not really living a normal life before that. It was always in my mind. It's like, I'm supposed to be paralyzed.
But while Chloe pursues her quest to have surgery that will leave her paraplegic, she loves to...
Might as well go skiing while you're waiting, right? Might as well go skiing while you have the chance to do so.
Taking part in her favourite pastime, downhill skiing.
Skiing is essential.
Like, isn't that like just like a testament to the fact that somebody has something wrong with them? Isn't this person just gaslighting themselves a little bit? Well, I love downhill skiing, but I also want to be paralyzed.
To me, it carries a lot of benefits for me in terms of BID. I ski very aggressively. If it's a groomed run, I will absolutely go as fast as I can. My friends and family can get a little worried.
Exactly,
about
Susie.
skiing sometimes because they
Oh
know,
shit! Thank you,
they
Susie.
know that
Appreciate
I ski
it.
very aggressively, and they know it's in the back of my mind that I actually want to get injured.
To deal with the anxiety BID causes her, Chloe sees psychotherapist Dr. Mark Mallon as often as she can.
The problem that I run into is that people make up these fantasies about BID. It's like they say, oh, well, you're doing it to get disability benefits. You're doing it to get attention. And then you say, no, that's not it. And then they'll come up with another.
No, they probably don't say that. It's probably a very small minority of people like, oh, you're doing this to get disability benefits. I'm sure that exists, but people don't. The people that would be trying to scam the system to get benefits probably wouldn't take it as far as you are.
The fantasy of theirs.
So it sounds like just misunderstanding, and a lot of what you're having to do is educate people about.
Oh, education, yeah.
Dr. Mallon says BID is actually very real.
And it's a psychological...
Yeah, she's rolling around in a fucking wheelchair when she goes to her meetings, but she's also fucking going downhill skiing in her free time. Explain that dichotomy.
Disorder that people have where they desire to have some sort of body modification, but it's a sense that a person really wants to lose some sort of ability that they have.
And like other BID sufferers, Chloe's illness has worrying symptoms.
I have to admit, any time I'm driving, I sort of conjure up accident scenarios in my mind. Where
Yeah, just a great person to have on the road, because she's fantasizing about getting in a car accident and being paralyzed from it. Oh, what a wonderful fucking person to be on the road with. Susie says maybe she likes the attention, or is it a weird fetish? I think it goes beyond fetish. I think a fetish is something like you can understand. You can wrap your head around a fetish. I think it goes beyond that.
I would become paraplegic.
In 2009, Chloe really did crash, surviving a horrific 75-mile-per-hour double rollover.
One of the things that was in my
She was
mind
bummed
after the car wreck was, did I do this deliberately in order to, be paraplegic? I couldn't say for sure at that time that I had not done it deliberately, because I simply had no...
You should have your license taken away if you don't know. If you're on a camera admitting you don't know whether or not you caused a giant accident, you should have your license taken away. Like, part of the social contract of driving on the road, having a license, is that you don't do those things.
No memory of that.
Chloe's attempts to injure her legs mean many of her friends and loved ones worry about her, like Dave Allen, a hiking buddy.
It's scary for all of her friends, including myself, that, if she does, she runs a huge risk that, that she could die doing some of the stuff that she's done in the past.
Despite her love of skiing and the challenges of life confined to a wheelchair, Chloe is still determined to have surgery that will render her paralyzed.
When I have that surgery, I just know.
So what the fuck you doing walking around? What the fuck you doing skiing? I mean, you don't have to do any of those things.
It will be the happiest day of my life.
The happiest day of her life. I want to cut off my leg. We already listened to that. We already saw that. Made myself blind. Well, that's that, I guess. Now I have another video here. Another video ready to go. It'll kind of bridge the gap. Women who is transgender and trans-disabled. See what they have to say. This is a vlog, so we'll see how interesting it is.
Transgender.
Oh. People don't have any pomp and circumstance. They just start. Not even a fade in, Let me get ready. Sad set of circumstances. All right, here we go.
Transgender and transabled seem to get compared a lot. This is the most common comparison I've seen, and it seems that there are like two different camps, both with really strong opinions about this. There are people who think there are a lot of similarities between transgender and transabled, mostly because they both share dysphoria, but there are also people who think this is a really inaccurate comparison, that it's offensive, and that they actually don't share all that much in common. Today I want to take a look into the differences and similarities between transgender and transabled. I feel that taking a better look and more comprehensive look at how the two correlate might actually give us a better understanding of each of these identities on their own.
Oh, it's Caroline, everybody. Awareness, fun, advocacy, Swanky Johns.
I'm not coming to you today to represent either community, the transgender or transabled community. I can really only share from my own experience.
Then what are you doing? Then what are you doing then?
And what that means to me. So any opinions I express today are solely mine and are the result of a lot of deep...
Imagine all this pussyfooting. You can't talk about anything unless you intensely pussyfoot around every subject. Like, we don't know. Yeah, we understand. It's your opinion. It's your thoughts. Like, we get it. Like, you don't need to say that. This is your video.
Thinking on what...
Just as if somebody's watching this, whether they're watching it now or they're watching it later. on our YouTube channel. Check it out. It's in the About page. Like, these are my opinions. They are my thoughts on this subject.
My identity is as a whole and how the two come together. So I'm genderqueer. That is something that hasn't really come up on my channel very much, mostly because I'm not super out on the internet. I have been out in my personal life for about 4 years now. And so I've been through a lot of changes in what I guess you could call a transition. But I decided to come to this video today as a blank slate so that you don't associate my appearance with my gender and just try to leave that at the door. As a genderqueer person,
You look like a woman to me. You always be a woman to me.
I am not entirely feminine or entirely masculine. I'm kind of a mix of both.
Yeah, you look pretty feminine. Just off the old top of the noggin.
And I typically make videos for my channel on days when I'm feeling really feminine because it's a nice opportunity to play dress up and do my makeup. On a day-to-day basis, I tend to be more androgynous, and I'll typically just wear...
So you're feminine showing, even though you don't feel particularly feminine? So you do that for the YouTube crowd? You do that for the vlogosphere? I don't believe you. I don't believe that this would be... Like, we don't live in a climate, especially right now, where this would be something that'd be like, oh, you gotta be brave. You gotta be brave to do it. Seems a little extra.
Leggings, a t-shirt, a hoodie, and that's kind of the formula. That's what I wear most often. And when I go out in public, I sometimes get mistaken for a guy. Not so much with the purple hair, but depending on what I'm wearing. Also, I'm very tall, and I used to have a much slighter frame. I would often...
You still have a very slight frame.
...get mistaken for a guy. I actually got assaulted once for being...
Susie says she basically hasn't a clue herself who she is. Yeah, I'd agree. It's a lot of confusion, a lot of mixed up things being said here.
Being in the women's restroom and being accused of being a guy. It doesn't really...
I don't buy that at all. That's never happened to this person. Never. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Even if she's trying to be androgynous, wearing a white t-shirt and maybe some slacks or something, ain't nobody saying like, oh, is that a dude? No. Nobody is. Nobody.
Come across in my channel, but I am kind of this like blank slate of gender. But the experiences I have as a trans person are very different from the experiences I have as a transabled person. And there are...
Here we go. Here's the sauce. So she's genderqueer and she's transabled. Now she's got a wrist guard on. Will that play into this video? Because we'll find out. Deboosted says she was probably passed around when she was young. It's a possibility. I don't know.
Like the similarities, but the similarities, once you kind of dissect them, are made up of all these differences. Dysphoria, for instance, there are so many different ways of experiencing dysphoria. Gender dysphoria and ability dysphoria are really different for me. What gender dysphoria feels like for me is a lot more ambiguous because it's not focused on any one body part. It is my whole body that's affected. This can make me feel really invisible to the world because the way I perceive myself and the way I appear to everyone else are completely disconnected. It's not so much like my body is alien and foreign to me, so much as it is like wearing clothes that don't fit. Like my clothes are too small or too tight and they limit all of who I am. So everything feels dysphoric. My nose, my mouth, my face, my hair, my boobs, my butt, my hips. These things are all so entirely feminine to look at that it feels like I'm not wearing the right body, the whole body. My gender identity also has to be explored in a totally different way because it's not so clear cut as knowing that my leg is the problem. All of me is the problem, both mental and physical. So pinpointing any one cause of why I feel the way I do is a lot harder. I have to really discover along the way what parts of me are still locked up that are waiting to be unlocked. That's why when I cut my hair into a pixie cut for the first time 3 years ago, I felt so relieved, and that wasn't something I'd expected to feel because all my life I'd had hair down to here, my whole life. And now I won't get rid of this pixie cut because it absolutely makes me feel comfortable in my own body. So there are a lot of different layers to my gender in how I present myself, how I respond in situations, how I express my personality, how I approach my relationships, how I relate to others, how I feel confident or feel anxiety. They all sort of tie into
Geçenlerde Valorant'a yeni bir karakter
of who I am at my core. There's a lot more to consider in my life than just the hyperfixation on a limb. My gender reaches far and wide, but the dysphoria I have with BID runs very, very, very deep. Gender euphoria and disability euphoria are also very different to me because gender euphoria could be something that I feel within myself and I can accept myself and I can feel that I take this internal feeling and express it to the world. Whereas with BID dysphoria, I can never really accept my leg. That's not something I can change. Like how I dress or how I act, that leg will always be.
Oh, so big statement. These things are choices to her. They're choices. You can learn to cope with gender dysphoria, but I can't learn to cope with having a leg.
Everyone will always see that leg. So any euphoria I feel is solely related to the physicality of pretending. Passing is different. I can be mistaken as a man, but never as an amputee. I can't just change my clothes to appear how I want to be seen. It's not like I can put on this camouflage. It's never gonna go away. So I feel actually a lot more angered because I don't get that relief of being validated for who I feel to be on the inside. Becoming more comfortable with my gender can be a really beautiful experience, but I can't share that same beauty with my leg because focusing on those thoughts and feelings is so dark and depressing. I've come to peace with my gender and I don't feel as confused about it as I used to. I don't feel as awkward presenting. My leg is something I can never escape from, and any thoughts of it just tend to lean towards the dark. With BID, I feel more trapped in my body. I feel more hate towards it.
Oh my God, it's just nothing is good enough. Nothing is ever enough. This hierarchy of oppression, self-imposed. It's just sad. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's just sad. Instead of but we live in a culture where it's oh, you got to accept this. You can't fucking think something's wrong with you. Everything has to come with a rationalization to make it okay. You know? Susie says, yet there are people with no arms and no legs, and you don't see them complaining. They are the heroes. Well, it's the thing, some people actually, this is a reality for them. And this devalues that reality. In the same way that I feel, in my opinion, that sometimes like people with like gender dysphoria can in some ways devalue the feminine experience, right? Devalue the lived experience of women. So, I don't know.
And it is a great source of disappointment for me. There is either a leg or there is no leg, and there is no way I can ever alleviate that. There is no possible way that I can transition the way I have with my gender. So I can't escape how hurt that makes me feel. It can't be fixed. The longer I've been out in my gender, the more comfortable I felt with myself. But I've always had this really awkward, clunky feeling with my leg, and I don't feel safe telling people in my personal life how hurt I am by having this leg. To me, they're very different experiences. Like I said, my gender dysphoria, euphoria experience, what have you, stretches far and wide. It encompasses feeling, thoughts, actions, appearance. It affects my relationships with others. It affects my confidence. And I don't have that same broad experience with BID. BID is very limited to being hyperfixated on my leg. The dysphoria is a lot stronger.
Yeah, the difference is that it's not like culturally acceptable to talk about wanting to cut your leg off, so you keep it to yourself. The gender dysphoria, the gender queerness, is something that most people don't really care about that much. It's just not that big of a deal. Honestly. Like, you may not agree, or maybe you think it's this or that or whatever, but it doesn't like fuck up your day. And it doesn't make you feel like, you know, in the modern parlance, in the modern context, we just don't feel like it's that big of a deal anymore. You know, you talk about 10 years ago, yeah, maybe that would be different. But not today.
Darker, a lot deeper. I never feel any relief from it. I cannot transition, so I feel more hate towards my leg. I don't get this beautiful way of exploring who I am and bringing that to the surface. I have this deep, dark secret that keeps running deeper and darker and more secretive, and I just don't feel that the two are the same dysphoria. So I feel that limiting the comparison to just transitioning and just dysphoria is erasing the depth of either side's experience. Even the types of dysphoria and the transitioning experience are...
I mean, talking about wanting to cut off your own leg as a form of dysphoria seems like a broad application of the term dysphoria. In my humble opinion, I'm not an expert. I don't know. Just seems like it's kind of broad.
So different that I don't feel I can accurately compare them. And I think it's trite to compare them without understanding either one of them. I think that understanding one and understanding the other separately actually make it a lot easier to understand them together. Likewise, understanding them together might even give you a better idea of what they are separately. To put the two together and to look at them apart, I think gives you a full breadth of what these experiences are like to people. Again, these are my experiences. These are my thoughts and feelings. They're not the same as everyone out there. So like I said, some people may relate, some may not, and that's okay. I'm not speaking for everyone here. I'm just sharing the thoughts I've kind of come up with that I choose to express with you. Anyway, those are my thoughts and feelings about the similarities and differences between BID and transgender identities. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for checking out this video. I hope you found it educational or relatable, informational, what have you. I
think I found you a little crazy. Honestly, a little crazy. Well, you know, let's see what else this person has on their channel. Maybe there's something that can further teach us something. But if not, that will be the end of the night. Sorry, everybody. It's getting late where I am. The ethics of amputation. Pretending with crutches. So they leaned into that. I'm genderqueer reindeer. I'm a genderqueer reindeer. What the fuck? Okay. I wanted to find something short. Or let's just go with the ethics of amputation. So this is from a couple days ago. Hot new video from this person. Let's see what they got to say.
September of 1997 and April of 1999, a Scottish physician named Dr. Robert Smith performed above-the-knee amputations on 2 otherwise healthy patients. He was doing this to correct their apotemnophilia, which we now know as body integrity dysphoria. After it came to light that he had performed these operations, he lost his license, and a battle of ethics arose.
Good. 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 Should not be, as a physician, you should not be at the whims of people psychologically disordered. Susie says, I'm watching from England, so 5:50 a.m. here. Couldn't sleep, but this is interesting. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate you. We have a few fans from England, so thank you so much. Or not fans. Fans, not the right word. Watchers from England. So I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, and this morning. And we have a YouTube channel if you want to check it out. A lot of content over in the YouTube channel. NIGHTCAP is the D-Live show. But thank you so much for hanging out.
So today I'm going to be talking about the ethics of amputation, specifically amputating on healthy limbs to relieve body integrity dysphoria.
Okay.
As we know, it is illegal all over the world to perform these operations.
As it should
and
be.
People will go to great lengths to have their needs met to correct this disorder. Before I get into that, I just want to say welcome to all the new subscribers and viewers.
Imagine if you had just every crazy person out there, just with every disorder, just with that, whatever, and they just need to find the right doctor. Holy shit. Like, this is the same argument that people make for, like, pedophiles, for maps, whatever. Oh, and you just don't understand. This is disorder, like, it needs to be treated, and it needs to be, people need to take it more seriously, and people don't judge.
Video got an amazing response, and I'm so glad you guys liked it. I'm definitely going to be doing more pretending videos in the future. I'm just going to intersperse them with videos where I talk about my thoughts on BID.
Oh, so the pretending, so when she LARPs as a disabled person, those videos are popular. That's called fetishization. That's called a fetish. That's what that is.
Topics related to BID. So yeah, I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for checking out my channel. It's great to have you. So anyway, Dr. Robert Smith lost his license after going to the board of trust of his hospital to discuss performing a 3rd amputation on an American patient. And when the board of trust found this out, they were appalled and they put down a ban on any further amputations in that hospital. It made worldwide news after that because to a lot of people it was appalling. To a lot of people it was really, really unethical. But Dr. Smith stood by his actions and said that what he'd done was the correct thing in lieu of this crazy disorder that he was trying to correct. Before going through with
this crazy disorder that he was trying to correct. No, he just played into it. He coddled it. And as we saw with the other video, the woman who wanted to be completely paralyzed, it costs a lot of money. There is a financial incentive to this behavior. They're trying to like dupe people, right? Susie says, yep, there's also so many new disorders and genders being invented every day. I can't keep up. Neither can I.
The surgeries, both patients that Dr. Smith performed amputation on had undergone assessment and counseling with psychiatrists and psychologists, and they failed to respond to conventional treatment. At this point, it seemed necessary that the next further step would be to amputate on them, because they were living in so much distress and horror, and it was the right thing in his mind to do. Dr. Smith had become familiar with these patients over time, and what he found was that they were indeed suffering. He said, they are a very strange group of people.
You can say that somebody is suffering. Somebody is suffering from a psychological disorder. That does not mean you need to placate it. Does not mean you need to legitimize it. Legitimize the desire to amputate your own limbs. You don't have to do that. You could talk to somebody. I don't disagree that people feel this way. I don't. Maybe this person, in particular this person. But I don't disagree that people have that impulse. Doesn't mean it should be indulged in.
Who have had this obsession since childhood. The more I saw these patients, the more I realized this was an extremely distressing and disabling condition. And to people who have BID, we know that it can be really disabling, and we know that it can be so harmful to our lives that we lose out on, our connections with people, our relationships. We have to hide things from our intimate, close people in our lives. And aside from that, the mental toll of being fixated on amputation to such a length that you'd want to go through with something that extreme, it's debilitating. And not all doctors see it that way, but there are some, like Dr. Smith, and unfortunately, there's not a lot that can be done about it. People have gone to lengths of seeking out black market amputations or injuring themselves, causing harm like freezing their legs or shooting them off with a shotgun or lying down on train tracks to have
You think maybe those people are crazy? Maybe they have a problem? Like beyond what you're talking about? Beyond civil remedy?
them run over. And obviously all of these are very, very dangerous options to go through with. Dr. Smith felt that he was providing a safer option for these patients.
Susie says, I have transgender friends, or a friend, and a gay friends too. I'm straight, but I genuinely am finding this a generation who seems to think they are ... No, I have gay friends. I have had friends in the past that are transgender to have some entitlement. Yeah, no, it's a coddling thing. There are people, like if you transgender, body dysmorphia, that's a real thing. That's a real thing people experience. And it is not, but it doesn't mean that it is the norm. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't need to dehumanize people. You don't need to treat people differently. I think everybody deserves a certain amount of respect. Doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but just for civil behavior. But this is just this for me is a bridge too far. Wanting to cut your own limbs off, your own leg off, whatever. This is a bridge too far. It goes beyond any of that stuff. And I can't imagine that anybody would think this is like healthy behavior or endeavor. I just don't. I don't. Maybe I'm just a dumb old bigot. I don't know.
He saw that after he'd performed the surgeries, they went on to be really fulfilled, and they were much happier, and they were delighted with their amputations. And that kind of relief was what made him continue doing it. Some people who argue that healthy limb amputation is unethical believe it's unethical because of reasons like it's taking up medical resources. There aren't a lot of surgeons able to perform surgeries. It's very risky to take on any surgery. And while I could see these from an able-minded person's perspective, that would be unethical,
an able-minded person's perspective, so a rational human being, maybe it's not a good thing. Susie says, yes, live and let live, but having limbs cut off isn't normal for sure. I agree.
Really dealing with here is it unethical to put someone in an amputation that really doesn't need it and like physically like harm this person that doesn't need to go through with that? Or is it ethical because they are going to go to really dangerous lengths without this operation and they could risk their life? That right there is the real question. And there are people on either side of it who have just as valid points. But as someone with BID, I think that it would be way, way better if we could have that safer legal option than to put ourselves through such dire straits.
No, the whole point would be to try to find help. To try to find help. Any type of legitimate form of like, I don't know, body mutilation in this way, in this form, would be unhealthy. Granted, I think if you're an adult, you should be able to do what you want, right? But still, like if I was this person's friend, if I was a friend to this person, I would not be like being like, oh, you know, that's just how you are, that's how you feel. Absolutely not. That'd be doing a disservice to my friend. Susie says, next she'll want a new head because she doesn't like the way she looks. Well, yeah, not probably not too far off.
I wish there could come a day when amputation would be legal for those of us who are trying to obtain that. And I wish that there weren't such a stigma. As it is, people think we're freaks, and a lot of people hate us, and they don't understand.
It's not freaks or hatred. It's not free. People don't think you're a freak. It's not hatred. It's concern, and this is not normal. Prophet says this is now. Imagine 20 years from now. Oh, I know. It's exponential. All this stuff is exponential. Like this is the gradation of where we're at. Like it's just going to increase in speed. It's just going to keep going. There is no stopping it. The only thing you can really do is try to conserve against it to a certain degree. I don't know, like if we adopt a society where people are just like, oh yeah, mutilate yourself. Cut off your own limbs. Just fucking insane. Just insanity. We've seen so much insanity tonight, honestly.
Understand us, and they just see like this really extreme obsession that we have, and they see it as just like out of line. What they don't know is that it's a disorder and it's not curable. And if you could imagine being in so much psychological distress that
How do you know that it's not curable? How do you know that people can't overcome this? This is a dangerous assumption.
only solution would be going to such an extreme as amputating a part of your body. I mean, could you even imagine that? If you could see it that way, I think people might understand that it's not this thing that we want. It's this thing where the only solution is absolutely extreme. So yeah, there's people all over who see this as wrong, but at the end of the day, is it really? Did Robert Smith make a poor choice by choosing to perform these amputations? Even though they made a positive impact on those people's lives, did he do something that was crossing the line medically? I think that his words speak for themselves. He said, "At the end of the day, I have no doubt that what I was doing was the correct thing for those patients." And I agree. I think that what he did was a viable solution to a never-ending problem. And I think
A never-ending problem based on what? Susie says, well, they are trying to do head transplants already. It's a scary thing. That's true. The Observer, a new viewer, says she's cute. She could be trained to be normal. Pepe thinking emoji.
yeah, maybe someday we could have more doctors like him who would stand up for us. Until then, I think it's really important that we advocate for ourselves. I know there aren't a lot of people who are out in the public fighting for this, but I think it's really important that we use our voices in whatever way we can to try to change things so that we can get the services we need. Anyway, that's all I've got.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Is it's not about finding a solution. It's not about getting help. It's like, this is what we need, and just accept it.
For today, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, enjoyable, educational, or...
Oh my God. Yeah, I get it, lady. I get it. Well, I don't know. We've been going for a little over 3 hours. Probably going to cut it there tonight, folks. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you to the new people. Thank you, Susie, the Observer, Prophet, as always. Thank you for hanging in, buddy. We're gonna call it there. We're gonna cap it there. We're gonna have a good time, regardless. But yeah. So I'll leave you guys with Saul Williams, and I'll see you next week for some more fun times. Adios, folks. Bye.